to have Neil back in the building here today. So no Sharif, but it's Obi. Good job.
Need some kale.
There, yeah, go get some kale on that salad. And we will see everybody here right back at 2 o'clock. But for now, it's the Midday Madness with Obi and Joe. It's Joby time. 2 o'clock.
Go get them.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a solid Friday. Welcome, traders. Hope you guys are trading relatively good today. Yeah, let's get some people to roll in the chat. We'll do some roll call. It's Obi and I. It's your boy Joe and Obi next to me. So yeah, let's get this ball rolling here, guys, and get this day off. So let's go. Who do we got in the chat? Oscarito, Robot, what's going on? Got Rats, love seeing you in there. Darwin, Lo-Fi Soul, Mr. Out of the Box, KK, what's up, everyone? Bitcoin, yeah, I know. Bitcoin's starting to move. A lot of these mega caps are starting to move. We'll go over our trades. Yeah, frustrating one for sure, but we'll continue this. Andrew Sandoval, what's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good, green, solid Friday. You don't want to mess that up, so I'm going to be trading minimal throughout the day. What else we got? We got Juan Padilla, Jimmy, Joe Smith, what's up? Dravman, Sadiq, Sedar, Northwest, Sasquatch. Okay, interesting one. Akush, John, and Mojo. All right, what's up, Mojo? Shout out to Austin Powers and Bora. Obi, how's your day going?
Not too bad, man. I think, again, what's going on, everybody? This morning was pretty. I think Sean mentioned it earlier, pretty obvious short right off of the open. We had that gap down. Again, a little bit of uncertainty, and selling came in right off of the open. So that was pretty nice for whoever had the short. I was a little patient. I was like, all right, I like that Apple's kind of like waterfalling all the way down. I'm like, this is pushing almost into a 1 ATR extension right off of the open. I'm like, all right, well, I want to start dabbling into a little bit of a potential reversion here. And yeah, it seems like that 196 is holding for now. So that seems like a pretty decent base. And I think I heard Neil calling it out too as well, being like, yeah, it's showing like some sort of a base and a hold on top of that 196 a little bit later as well. So let's see if we can get back to VWAP. That was a beautiful reversion, almost 100% back to the highs. And I think Jose and I were talking about this, about how like in the past, certain markets, like it was very like rare to see V-shaped recoveries and 100% reversions, but like we're seeing them so often in this kind of market. Right? And I was like really starting to think, I'm like, okay, well, if something used to not happen very frequently, that's probably the risk for a lot of big players, right? And the game is always changing. So I don't know. It's always fun to kind of have those brainstorms and think about it. And I'm like, we literally talked about it yesterday. We're seeing a beautiful V shape coming in off of the morning action today. So that was kind of my morning, just chilling, waiting for just opportunities, man. How's your morning been?
Yeah, no, it was hot garbage, that's for sure. Slightly frustrating as well too. We'll pull up my screen. So I try to short the overall market, and then I get wicked out here, and then I add aggressively, and I get another wick out, try another one, then we get stopped out. So yeah, that's it. And then we traded some IBIT as well here too, guys. So not the best, and I apologize for the performance, but yeah, IBIT missed that train. I wasn't going to continue to take some stabs on it. On that TQs, I did lose half my shutdown, and then Oracle. Yeah, Oracle here, we traded this, and then obviously our best trade of the day we don't let run. That was the back-to-back jacks that we missed on Oracle. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to be posted up here. It is Friday. Don't have much risk left, to be honest with you, so I don't care really much to continue to take some aggressive stabs. The market's going up and down. We'll see if there's going to be any quality opportunities. Other than that, I'll be sitting on my hands.
Nice. Yeah. I think you might need to check the Unity for a second there, but yeah, Spider coming into 600. I like that. Let's see if we're looking for that push, right? I'm looking for, okay, we've reverted, just basic kind of reversions, 33%, 50%, 66%, 100%. We're pushing past that 66% reversion mark of that action we got coming in off of the open, the selling that's coming in. So I want to do a quick kind of like a scan. I'm also watching this Arrow group here, still halted to the upside here. Nice little IPO. Didn't really look into this one that much. Here, I was a little bit more focused on Oracle, and I was looking more at Mag 7 stocks and the market to see if there was anything significant I could get into. But truth be told, I came in pretty late today. I came in right as the bell rang. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? Things happen. You show up late, there has to be a different procedure to start your day when that happens. So I'm like, all right, off the open, I'm obviously not taking shots. I'm waiting, I'm being patient for the next trade, maybe wait for the first 5-minute to 15-minute candle to see if anything, really shows up. And it seems like Apple's been working out nicely, but it took a while, right? It took like what? It took 4 15-minute candles. So I had to wait almost an hour for a potential trade for my playbook to show up. But let's see what Arrow has in store for us here as well. I know Google was really, really strong earlier. Wow, look at that. Still pushing to its highs. This is a 1 minute. Oh boy, we don't want to look at that. Yeah, look at this beautiful 3-minute chart. I'm a little biased. I like my 3-minute charts. But use what you like. Nice little base here, VWAP hold, gap down right there. It breaks that pre-market high. I guess even if you take the 4 a.m. high from the pre-market session on Google, you can see that any sort of pullback held that pre-market 4 a.m. high, opening range high, whatever you want to call it, pretty well. And you can see in the pre-market, we were doing about 1.2, 1.3, and a little bit of increasing going into the open relative volume. So for something like Google to be doing over 1 times relative volume, especially in the pre-market, it's definitely, I think, something worth watching. And it's just interesting, sure, in retrospect, to see some of those reference prices hold and give us that continuation with some strength. We're coming into yesterday's closing price on Google, as well as some of these lows from yesterday's consolidation. So I'm curious to know, we've held that bid pretty strong. If you guys know what I do like the reversions, but I'm going to be patient to see if this actually breaks out of those highs, Joe. So
Google?
Yeah, Google and the market. I'm just waiting to see who does it first. It's almost like, you want to, it's like the pack is running, and you want to, when you go hunting, you might want to make it easier for yourself to find the weakest one out of the pack. Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading something there, Obi. What you said the weakest one?
So the pack is running, right?
Yeah.
So when you're on the hunt,
okay, yeah,
the pack is running.
You want to
find the weakest one because it's an easier hunt, right?
Yeah.
So.
Either the young or the old is what you want to go after. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I got going on here. Maybe we can get NVDA to break through the volume-weighted average price. I'll keep my eye on that one. Bitcoin's starting to recover. That's a positive sign. But let's go over the top-performing sectors here this morning and see what we got cooking up from that standpoint, guys. So in first place, we got the energy sector, oil popping on the Iran, Israel news. There you go. We're up about 1%. All the other sectors are red here. Healthcare down about 0.01%, materials down 0.25%, then we go to real estate down 0.8, tech sector down 0.9, and then you got the financials down 1.6 there. But yeah, I like what you said, that when the pack is moving all together and you're just looking for the weakest one, I think that's a good idea. And if you're going to be looking at that, I think it's NVDA might be one of the weaker ones. Apple did get back to the volume-weighted average price there, Obi. Yes, so a nice, slow, steady grind on there. Amazon's starting to pull back off of those highs as well. Yeah, just missed the shorts. Like, I got wicked out. It's frustrating because I put in some size here. And then, sure enough, it's the move lower, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, laughable stuff on that one. But yeah, there it is. I only had 2 names on my list today. That was IBIT and the TQs. TQs ended up working up well, but that chip kind of left without me. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll be patient, wait for other things. You're not going to see me putting on too much. I can hop in the sim and start punching keys, but I'd rather be patient and wait for another potential setup. Maybe find a good 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 that could display itself. And then again, it's only one trade away and you're back in the game, but I got to be really precise here.
Yeah, for sure. I think that those are the times I find sometimes where, like, okay, I'm running a little bit low on risk, and that happens to me very often. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, and then that sometimes helps you build the skill of being like, okay, really honing in and being like, okay, what is the playbook trade? Like, what am I really looking for? Am I going to take C setups and B setups that might show up a bunch of times per week, or am I really going to wait for that outlier, maybe a B plus, to maybe show up, right? So it's like, it really helps kind of like hone that in. Yeah. I like that. It's still kind of trying to get better at that. But yeah, no, Apple back at that.
You trimming at VWAP?
I started trimming into it,
All right, cool.
but nothing too crazy. But let's see what it does in and around VWAP as well. But yeah, so we got the reversion to VWAP on Apple. So Amazon breaking out as well. So I'm seeing that. So Amazon's the first one. So we talk about kind of keeping eyes on the pack. Google's obviously kind of really strong, but Amazon pulled back pretty significantly, retracing about I would say about more than 50% of the opening move. And then look at that, breaking out currently right now. So a nice little hold, really showing us that this market is pretty strong here as of right now. Let's see if we false break the high. I have no idea. We're coming into prior days kind of mid to end of day consolidation lows as well. So let's see if that shows any sort of significance. But if we're just going to kind of grind to the upside, we were talking about this just for the past couple of days as well. Some of these legs, absolutely beautiful. The length of these legs and how far they grind and for how long they grind is sometimes like it's catching me off guard. And I'm like, all right, well then if that's the case, just get on the right side of the move and just be along and have a trail on for an effective stop. And just you don't need to have like an idea for like a 2 to 1, 3 to 1. Like I don't know what it's going to give me. I'm just like, all right, this is looking like it's starting to turn. I like the risk. If it gives me a 3 to 1, 5 to 1, 10 to 1, like I don't really, as long as that trail is still on, I think that's the key in this kind of market where I feel like legs are going a lot more longer and stronger than we can anticipate. So don't anticipate, just participate in whatever's happening, I guess. I know it's kind of cliche, but this is a great example of where that kind of falls in.
Yeah, absolutely. NVDL, we're going to probably hop in. Actually, no, I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to wait for this pullback right around the volume weighted average price. Amazon did just put in a new high day, so did Google. I was watching this name on this compression pattern, and then I just didn't pull the trigger. But yeah, that was a really nice bull flag right there, and then it makes that second leg higher. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's like a couple of losses, 1, 2, 3 losses right there. And I had some good unrealized at that point, and then we took another couple losses on IBID. So yeah, really tough start. That's okay though. We'll just be patient, wait for something else to pop up. There we go. NVDA is now north of the volume weighted average price, so we'll wait for that pullback to see if we can get a continuation. But that downtrend is still intact here until that's breached and we sit on the opposite side of that. Then you just have to be really patient. So yeah, maybe we have broke it. So you can see now we're sitting on the backside of this trend, wait for the retest of it, and then maybe a potential long. It also might break. There's a lot of open interest at 44s and 45s all the way up to 50. So keep that in mind. Yeah, we can take a look at gold for you. You asked a couple of times. GLD, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing started to continue. Yeah, see, there you go. You're getting that pop. Big time gap up here in GLD. What's it looking like from a daily standpoint? Wow. Okay, that's insane. I didn't think it was going to get all the way back to these highs here. So there you go. GLD out of just knocked on the door of the all-time high. Couldn't breach and hold it. Coming back into this gap, even though it is futures traded. But yeah, not a bad look in gold. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Like, what an absolute monster run. I think you got to get involved in this name. I don't know what Bitcoin's really been up to. I thought it was going to go for the break as well, but it's just like, no, we have other plans. I think this is going to be a big, important candle. I do have some contracts and shares that I've been holding for a while. I just opened up the contracts earlier this week. So what I'm doing is if it cracks this neckline, we'll just get out of that trade. And then we'll wait until we see some more indecision, and then we'll just load up once again. So just get in, get out when you have to. I got wicked out here on the Qs twice, which is okay. This size wasn't nearly as large as this one, but yeah, it is part of the game. I was looking for this. I was looking for that move back towards the VWAP. We ended up getting it, and then you can see these clean flushes. So that would have been a nice trade for us, but unfortunately, the market gods said, no, not today, Joseph. You're not going to take advantage of us like that. So I have to be patient. Obi said he was meditating over the weekend, so I'm going to have to hop into some meditation, curse some people, and then apologize for my thoughts, and then look to get better. But yeah, I can't really complain, man. I'll be honest, like from a consistency standpoint, it's been a good week. It's only my second red day of the month. But the issue is that on my second red day, I'm really close to being shut down, and then I got shot down on the other one. So there's some outsized losses that I prefer not to take.
Yeah.
which is okay. So again, I think a big part of it is just being able to walk away. If I lose X amount of money, for me, it's just like, all right, sit back, relax, chill out a little bit, because the objective is to make money. We want to display you guys some good trades, but that takes time, right? If you ask any professional trader, it's just like, yeah, you don't want to be do. That's not the motive there. You got to be really patient and wait for some precise, high quality setups.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Everybody has a different style, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like you can have a style where you're just like maybe it's like momentum. Like sometimes I find myself, looking at the book and just being like, grata-ta-ta-ta,
yeah,
and then just shooting up because the momentum's just going. I'm like, oh, I want like if I see others removing liquidity and it's really pushing, like I also want to do that as well, right? I'm like, if this is gonna go, and it's funny. Another talk that I was having, it's like, okay, say if you're a big enough player and you have a little bit of a risk, let's say, on like daily risk. If you see size at a level, right, and you're like, if I take that out, that's going to increase the probability. If you personally think that's going to increase the probability of something happening, right? Would you not buy those odds?
One more time, ask the question.
So say there's like a level holding. Say there's like a seller. He's like maybe he's holding on the offer, right? He's holding on the offer. It's been consolidating. He can't break out. A perfect example is that 145 on Nvidia, right? That's a really crazy example, but like it's a good example because price cannot get through it, and you know that if that breaks, the likelihood of us going is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Because it keeps on knocking on that door. So say the size decrements to a certain amount where it's just like, okay, well, I can now take this out.
Yeah, take this out.
And maybe I've already been building inventory into the move. Would it not make sense for me to buy those odds for myself?
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with you on that one.
I strongly do feel like that kind of stuff does happen. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Davey Trader. Yeah, I am totally, for sure. But no, we still got a job to do, right? Like we got to put on the trades. It's not over. I'm not counting myself out just yet. I mean, if there's nothing that's A+ that doesn't set up, then it's just like, all right, just be patient. I mean, we can put on some trades. It's a nice consolidation that we're getting going here in the queues. So maybe we can get a look of a break of that to the top side. I mean, Amazon is starting to recover, so that's a positive sign for the longs. NVDA did have somewhat of a pullback. Now looks like it wants to climb back north of the volume-weighted average price. I mean, if Apple really decides that it wants to get the ball rolling here, Obi, I know you've been slowly piecing that out, then if we get a big recovery in some of these names here, then I think that we can continue to climb here in the Nasdaq, and that's going to be a positive sign for the longs. It's just unfortunate. Like, just look at the timing, right? Disregard this. I mean, we could have took some off there, but I'm looking for that a certain risk to reward, and I just told myself, hold it. But it's a totally different day if this, I don't even know what this candle was necessarily. It was just a volatility spike. It was literally a liquidity grab. That is exactly what it was. That volume spike was just a liquidity grab. It got me, and then it makes the leg lower, right? It makes the move, and it's the exact same thing here with Bitcoin. Like we're on the brink of just being in at the right time. It's just the timing was slightly off, and when you have size, you have to follow your outs. And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna get this bounce, I can only risk so much. And then sure enough, look at that move we get to the top side here in Bitcoin. So a solid recovery. So it's just like, okay, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the trade ideas. It's just the timing is slightly off. And when you're risking pennies, because this is what it is, it's a game of pennies. It's a game of cents. Sometimes when you're off, it may look really bad, but again, we weren't far off from having a major successful day. And again, Monday's a new day. We're going to be prepared and get ready to do that. But I don't want to write today off just yet because I think there's going to be some good opportunities still.
I think so. I think, Joe, you're definitely right about that, because this market we've been observing is very, very news driven, right? We get like these random articles and news reports and whatever, and then things have like a crazy move intraday. We saw that on Google a couple days ago.
Yeah,
that was pretty crazy. Google had I don't know. It's interesting how some of the price actions tends to follow through. Google was already doing a pretty strong technical breakout, and then after the opening range was formed, we had news that came in, and then obviously strong volume that comes in with that news, and that technical breakout obviously kind of had instantly got so much more fuel, and we got a crazy move on Google. So let's just take a look at that. I think it was on a weekly. I think it was a weekly breakout there on the goggles here. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was looking at here. So this is that prior, this might have been that high. What was that high right there? 176.56. I think that was it right here. Let's take a quick look back. I think it was earlier this week or last week that happened right here. Yeah, right there. So this little push, it was already kind of breaking out of some of these prior highs. That prior day high held as well, and then I was looking at some of these highs.
Oh wow, what a rip in the
prior
market
thing as well. There we go. There's that breakout. I was saying, okay, well, what's the likelihood of us breaking? Here we go. We might actually have some news. That's some aggressive volume, but you know what? There it is. VWAP. Coming in on Apple. Thank you. Come again. That's the trade that I was looking for. Let's piece off it, I guess, a little bit more there. 600 broke out on the spider. Let's see if that can sustain and hold for a continued move up. We talk about 100% reversions, man. Absolutely beautiful. And look at that. It's only 11:23.
Yeah.
You know what?
Exactly.
So you're definitely right. Like there is still so many more opportunities for sure. This kind of market, again, you got to sit on your hands, be patient, and wait for stuff to come out, and let the moves that are already happening happen.
Absolutely.
See what Adara has to say.
Yeah, there's no news per se. There's just so much back and forth here between different geopolitical leaders. Now we have Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel saying that apparently Israel notified the U.S. prior to the strike on Iran. We also have Iran basically saying that there's likely to be a follow-up from them, so there's just tons of back and forth. As mentioned earlier, though, Trump said that apparently he's already been contacted by Iran, so not to get too into this, but just so you guys know, there's a lot of back and forth coming from a lot of parties. I'm not seeing any news for this push to the upside, though, on the Nasdaq and the market in general. Beautiful V-shaped recovery, as Obi mentioned. Back to you.
I had Brennan and Adara add my IG, and Brennan wrote, but a couple of days later, IG account was deleted. Okay, yeah, DJ, we will never, ever DM you asking you for money. Guys, keep that in mind. People do make fake accounts, right? So Brandon, Adara, no one here on this team will ever DM you suggesting anything or anything along those lines. So if you do get that, just disregard it. And yeah, thanks for letting us know. I'll let them know as well too. So they're probably used to it, but guys, don't listen to anything. People make those burner fake accounts, and yeah, they would never ever DM you guys. So just keep that in mind. Now I want to go to my guy Yannick Nesbitt. The tap on did it just go? The tap on arrow is 2075. All right. AIRO is 2075, all right? So there you go.
It's still not open?
No, it's open. Yeah, it's open,
wow.
but it halted again, I think. I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, it's about to halt again, I think. So yeah, there it is. It's oh wow, the top now is 2693. So yeah, there it is. Top 2570. I'll pull it up for you guys right here. There it is. The top 28 bucks there. 30 now. 30. Wow. Excuse me. Interesting stuff. Yeah. So good stuff here, guys. Yeah, $30 tap on AIRO, and it opened strong. I mean, wow, up 128% is this name, and continuing look like it wants to climb there, Obi. So if you moved that market on open, then you're looking pretty good, 128% right there on the session for AIRO. You got to say that one quiet, or not so fast. Slowly is the word I'm looking for. I'm ready for you to start the option selecting like you mentioned you are going to do. Come back next week, all refresh, and kill it, buddy. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the love, guys. Don't worry, the day's not over. We're going to go over to Adara to see what we got for news.
We have some more cannabis news courtesy of Marijuana Moment. As mentioned, this publication usually is responsible for these headlines. MSOS down in the day, but keep an eye, a little bit of a spike here into 219. Keep an eye on some of these other tickers as well, like CGC and ACB, Tilray as well. According to Marijuana Moment, Senator Elizabeth Warren is pushing Donald Trump, president of the U.S., to end federal marijuana criminalization. So looking for, I guess, some more legalization news, or at least ending criminalization of marijuana in the U.S. This headline could be on watch here for MSOS, courtesy of Marijuana Moment. Back to you.
Dara, how's Apple doing there, Obi? you're still sitting in that?
Yeah, I'm still letting that run. I've kind of laid out a little bit of a web of orders, and if they come in, they come in. If they don't, whatever. Yeah, okay. So I was just looking at so again, bad preparation on my part. I did not look at this IPO. IPOs have been hot. This is the third or fourth IPO that's been going crazy off the open, long or short, right? We're talking about opportunity set. These IPOs have been giving some pretty decent scalps at the very minimum, maybe potentially off of the open or even using the opening range, the first minute or a couple minute opening range as well have been pretty decent moves. But yeah, I'm looking at their S1 here because I wanted to know what they do, Arrow, and like who the underwriters might be. I know it's way too late to look at this. I'm not, again, this is something that needs to be done before the IPO comes out. But it seems like they're into some sort of drones as well, right here. So I'm not really seeing the underwriters. But yeah, look, drones, avionics, training, electric air mobility. So in the drone sector, Arrow, nice ticker there as well. But yeah, interesting stuff. Not really seeing too many underwriters here. But yeah, I'll have to look deeper into this. But yeah, they do. I guess I wanted to figure out what they do there. And yeah, the market's coming back in pretty nicely. Let's see if it sustains, right? We got that 100% reversion of that little dip. Apple has not done 100% reversion, obviously. It's kind of done a bit of a run back to VWAP. It was the weakest one, right? It was the one that fell the most. So a lot of sellers, a lot of liquidity in here. And yeah, when the sellers are done selling, the move to VWAP, I guess, comes in sometimes. And if the market bounces all the way through its highs, I'm sure that kind of gives us a little bit of a tailwind and some help as well on that. But yeah, Apple, let's see how much volume Apple's done on the day here. It's done about 20.5. So I got 20.5 million shares on the day, and it's only about 11:30. So yeah, that's a nice sizable move there on Apple. I was watching it for the longest time. Again, we talk about like hunting. I'm like, oh boy, where are you running? Why are you running? Mm-hmm. Apple. I'm like, all right.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna take a shot at when the buyers come in. I'm just gonna be patient,
yeah.
Look for buyers. And when buyers come in, maybe I want to step in with them.
Yeah. No, good call there, Obi. And I mean, it's lagging right now, but if it decides to break VWAP and get rolling, it can catch up for sure. And then it can possibly, I don't know, it tanked relatively heavy compared to the rest.
Yeah. But almost a full ATR.
Yeah, like you mentioned. Well, some of the other big names popped on the open. Apple did tank. So maybe we can get a nice recovery into some of the zones there. So yeah, good luck, Obi, on that one. NVDA is slowly climbing higher as well too there, guys. Google put in a new high a day. Amazon's hovering around that area. The Qs are about to put in a new high a day as well too, guys. So you can see that. Just be patient. There might be a good short opportunity as well if we can come back into the range, or the market just might be like, yeah, nuh-uh. This is a rally Friday. We absorbed enough liquidity, and we're gonna just slowly grind higher on the day. So yeah, you got to be nimble and be prepared for multiple scenarios. I mean, the thing about trading is there's so many variables that come into place that it takes time. It takes time. So yeah, again, that's my game plan here. Super patience. Got to be precise on my next entry because we are limited on ammunition, right? So that just keep that in mind. And I don't plan on getting shut down twice in a month. So yeah. I got to be really cautious. If something does set up, obviously we'll let you guys know. Joe, does your platform on the show allow options trading? Could we ever get options trading with Joe? No, unfortunately we don't trade options on the show here. Everything is done personally on that front. But maybe things never change. Never say never, right? So just be prepared for that. Yeah, so chat trader, I just explained what I was going to be doing. Again, wait for some highs. One thing I do want to note is that this gap, and I was looking for this gap to be, did it get completely filled? Yeah, it did, okay. So now we've completely filled this gap, this downside gap here, guys, and I think there's a trade to be had within that. I mean, it's really tough to catch these opening drives. Sean's good at that, but for me, it's just, okay, I need to wave out. It's all pattern recognition, and for me, I just need to be patient at some times. And I was happy, like, to be honest with you, I'll go over it again. There was nothing wrong wrong with the trade idea. It was just the timing was slightly off, right? And that has to do with execution. And I didn't give myself, I was getting too aggressive to the point where I didn't have the ability to sit through some of these whipsaw moves. But you don't know that's coming. Obi's like, yeah, you be a little bit more patient on this ad. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Because if I were just to be holding this, what I entered there, then I would have been able to sit through this whipsaw move and then have the opportunity to get ad back into this position. And that's when I got aggressive, right? So again, this whipsaw move and the volume, if I were to be paying attention to the volume, which I was, it's like, oh no, that's not good. Like you get that big spike up, but then sellers have the, there's enough participants to push price back down. So it's unfortunate that we missed that one just by a hair. So we'll be sure to catch it next time. The tap is at 26 here now, guys, on AIRO. So keep an eye out on that one. NVDA did grind nicely off of the volume weighted average price. So a big time V-shaped recovery in a lot of these names here, Obi.
Yeah. No, I think I definitely agree with you on that one. We were talking about that trade again. Great idea there, and the trade was definitely there. The trade was the trade.
It was there,
and
yeah.
The thing is, sometimes when you get, like I struggle with this often as well. I'm trying to build kind of, I guess, structures around how I can effectively kind of size into a move like that, where it's like, all right, well, you know, there are certain points where you're like, okay, the probability of us selling off is pretty decent. I like that. I like that idea. But at the end of the day, the execution is the only thing that really matters. Where it's like, okay, can I figure out an execution set to exercise and on the idea itself, and that can be very tricky at times. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you want to give it a little bit more space. If you expect a lot of fugazi and if you expect a lot of craziness, then so. You can kind of be a little bit more patient, maybe give it wider room, size down, and then when that move comes in, then you can just kind of start really getting aggressive. So you know what, we can, how about let's go through that TQs, and then we can just talk about like potential entries, just in retrospect. That was on TQs, right?
Yeah, TQs.
Okay, so let's just go. So what time frame do you like to use?
I use the 1 and the 5.
You use the 1? Okay, cool. So we could use let's use the 1 here. Oh boy, yeah. So somebody in the chat was asking what's the gap fill level on the Qs? What's the gap high? What is the high of the gap fill? I think that's what it was on the QQQs. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's prior day high as well. But yeah, is that what you mean? 76.12 here on the TQs. But yeah, closing prices we haven't really got there. Consolidation lows we haven't really got there yet. But yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this this short here, because I did like the short movement off of the open again. But you can see a little bit of a push, and then sellers kind of step in. At this candle is very interesting to me going into the close here. That 8 p.m. close was very interesting. You can see that flush coming in. What is that low right here? I want to know what the candle low is. 74.19. Yeah, wow, 74.19. What's going on? Someone talking about Christmas is talking about Microsoft. Let me take a quick look at
Microsoft up too?
Yeah, Microsoft's doing nothing. Okay, so all right, back to TQs. So strong push off the open back into this level where sellers kind of just slammed it down into the 8 p.m. close. So right here, that's for me, that's an unusual move. That's a 75 break as well. If you like psychological levels, whatever, you can give them some confluence, but gets slapped through the 75 going into the 8 p.m. close. Interesting opening range low right there, 74.50s. Okay, we've got some prices right there. Opening range high for today was 74.25, but yeah, I think you start shorting early right here. And honestly, I would have probably started here as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is the first time sellers start to step in, and it's a good spot as well. It's coming in right off of where.
Well, that's what I was looking to short off of.
100%.
Yeah.
I think we could definitely be like, all right, well, let's define a little bit of trend. And this is another reason why I like using a 3-minute. Yeah. Because honestly, like 1 minutes for me, like I've used them a lot in the past, and there's like a lot of noise. And I know people love using the 2-minute as well. I know Wayne uses a 2-minute as well. So he's like he does extremely well. I don't think he does well because he uses the 2-minute. I think he does well because he's a good trader. But the 2-minute and the 3-minute can definitely clock out a lot of noise. Right. So it's like, okay, so let's go to the 3-minute here because they won't let me do the 2. But the 3-minute, you can see we do start to slow down. We chop a little bit, but it's not really a significant break of the trend here. Like I like getting in here. I think it's fair to start off here, but giving it a little bit higher into this candle maybe. But at the end of the day, if we're just using like say like a trend line or even VWAP, I don't even know where VWAP is on here. It's down, okay, so down here. So this kind of trend, if you just put a basic trend with like 2 lines right here, that trend doesn't necessarily break until 73.83.
Yeah.
Right? Now let's go back to the 1 minute and see what happened when that broke, right? When this broke, this is the trend break right here. Structure actually started holding underneath that prior structure, giving you that confirmation that now support has turned into resistance. And then look at the selling that actually comes in once that confirmation is done. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Right. So that momentum from the morning is really dissipated. So it's like that's kind of like the finesse that you kind of have to build into. And again, I'm not perfect at this at all, but I'm saying in the ideal world, I'm looking at some of those points and being like, where can I get in and really give it the room that it needs to take the move. But yeah, at the end of the day, execution it will definitely make the difference, and that's what we're here for, right? We're here to put in those reps and practice good executions. And I am definitely, again, not one to speak, but ideally, like that is what needs to be done.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, the millionaire, you're all right. So congratulations, right? You know more about my own trading than I do, apparently. You're right, the 3rd time this week. So this is the month of June here, guys. So this would be, so that would be my 3rd one here. But I mean, this is what I'm referring to, right? So it's like, yeah, when you take the trade like this, it's like, it looks like garbage. But at the end of the day, like it's like, okay, yeah, you go through some of your other trades. The ad, it looks gorgeous. You add multiple times in some of these winning trades, and then things work out, right? So again, you have to swing. Here it is on IBIT. That was a really nice trade that we had going there on IBIT and got aggressive. So when those ads do work, it looks really good, but then you got to be prepared to also take the hit. So there's another short on Tesla adding into it, right? So again, it's just, you got to be cautious. Multiple ads here. Like, we get aggressive and we try to make our winners as big as possible. So just going through a couple wins. So it's like, you see when I put on, what I'm trying to get at here is that when I do put on a winning trade, it is, I try to add and I try to make it as big as possible. There's a losing one. I thought this was going to work out. We didn't get that one there, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game, but this is, what else did we put on here? So yeah, with IBIT as well too, we try there, we get stopped out, and then we get more aggressive, and you can see us just get aggressively adding into these. So when we're working like that and I'm adding into positions, I have conviction within the setup. So for me, just like getting those wick outs, this was just a complete liquidity grab, what it was, the level 3, whatever you would like to call it. It's like, boom, oh, okay, we absorbed everyone, and I wasn't even using a hard stop. I was using a mental stop, but because I put on more risk, I have to tighten it. So now I'm risking pennies opposed to like 5, 10 cents opposed to giving it 20 cents. So that's what happens when you add into positions. You now tighten your risk, and you need the thesis to work out relatively quickly. And when it doesn't, you have examples like that, and unfortunately, you take big hits. So that's
here's my question, though. Like, okay, cool, that happened. I think that's very fair, right? It's like, okay, that happens. You took the stop. Like, you did what you were supposed to do, right? But as soon as that lick grab happens, does it not make the trade even better? So, honestly, do you not get back in right away being like, oh, damn, I just got grabbed. Now the EV is even higher. I need to get right back in because this is such a better trade, and maybe even size even more.
Well, I mean, it's so hard to say that looking back, right? Because it's like, okay,
I'm like, you know that happmes. Like, I do that all the time. Like, I used to see that happen to me all the time, and I'm like, damn, I missed it. Damn, I missed it. And then what I started to develop was, are we okay? So what I started to develop was like, okay, I keep getting stopped out on those, but when I see that happen now, I'm getting right back in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially if I feel like it's really good. Like, you had strong conviction. That was the trade. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but see, the thing is, though, Obi, with that, then you have days like Oracle, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like Oracle, where it's just like how many times you have to give yourself a limited amount. So I'm like, okay, and the point what I gave to you is I risked half my shutdown at that point.
On that point.
So by that point, it's like, okay, as much as I want to take more aggressive stabs, my system doesn't allow me to take more aggressive stabs, right? So, and then
you have to balance it with your system.
Exactly. Well, right? So it's like, okay, I would like to get back in there, but I had the conviction within the first 2 setups and to get that move, which happened later, so the timing was off, but it didn't allow me to do so, because then if I were to take it and say the market were to be squeezed, now you're even more tilted and more frustrated, because you're like, I should have just listened to what I was supposed to do in the first place.
Exactly.
So right now it may look like, okay, yeah, you could have took that trade, but I think if you stay with the system's parameters for the longer duration, in the long run, it will work. It'll work out better, I think, right?
That's the thing, dude. That's the balance that you have to have as a trader at a prop firm, because like it's like, okay, well, you have a daily risk. Now you have to manage that well. You know the trade is the trade, and you know even if the market doesn't care about your daily stop. The market doesn't care where you're trading, whether you're trading, if you're trading at home or at a firm or at wherever. It doesn't matter, right? The trade is the trade. At the end of the day, the trade is the trade. So you have to become able to manage your risk, and you can be like, I'm so convicted and I'm going to keep trying this, but if I can manage my risk doing that, I think that's perfectly fair. But if you have the conviction, then I feel like that's the struggle that I find myself in sometimes as well. I'm like, okay, well, damn, like this is going to happen, but now I don't have much risk left over,
right?
to really place on it. So
that's the thing.
It's
about
a balancing act that you definitely have to kind of.
That's
it's
the
a
thing.
skill set, right?
It's so hard. It's a big time skill set, and that's what I refer to. There's so many variables that come to play when trading, right? So again, as frustrating. So it's like, okay, when I would say allowing the market to win, okay, yeah, it took my money, but on the grand scheme of things, I'm going to walk away as a winner because I followed the plan, I put on the risk, and when you put on that risk, you have to accept the fate of that trade. Yeah. It's either it's going to work or it's not. And
it's already in. It's in the market, you've accepted your fate.
It's exactly. So what I can't allow it to happen is, even though it does get under your skin, you get frustrated, but you can walk away with a win without even putting on a profitable trade by just following the rules of your system. Exactly. Because guess what? Tomorrow you're going to come back, you're disciplined now, you're going to follow your rules, and then you're going to put on an absolute monster trade, or you're going to take the exact amount of stabs that you should, and it's going to work out in your favor, right? So that's why I always go by the saying, you can break the rules continuously, but eventually your rules will break you. So just stay within those parameters, and then sure enough, yeah, you may have one bad day, 2 bad days in a row, but on that 3rd, 4th, 5th day, you're just rocking and rolling and having a really good time. So yeah, again, this market is crazy. Google just put in a new high. Palantir put in a new high, going to go and test 140, I think, on the session. The Qs have put in a new high. Apple is now north of the volume-weighted average price there, Obi. So way to rock on there. Tesla's put in a new high. So all this news that we've heard from Israel and Iran has been thrown out the window, essentially, from a market standpoint. I'm not going to get into all of that, but we've recovered aggressively. We've filled that gap, and these big names are being the big-time leaders in today's session.
Yeah, definitely. I think the reversion kind of so here's the thing. For the past couple weeks, we've seen some aggressive sells in the market, and all of those dips have been bought up.
It's bull market.
We've seen that happen. Every single drop has been bought up. So it's like, okay, well, if I'm trying to, so then you really have to think how you really want to kind of focus in this kind of here market and be like, oh, sorry.
Answer it.
No, it's my alarm. It's basically the alarm that says to me, like, if I'm like in a position and I'm like, not really focused, I should probably get up, go for a walk. It was not Kathy Wood, but she's calling you.
No, not right now, please. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Is she saying she's shorting the market?
No, she said she's buying more Palantir.
She's buying more Palantir, okay.
And I said I don't want to hear it right now, so you can call me back later.
Oh boy.
But,
Oracle going again. Eh?
Yeah. Oh, is that 211?
I tried shorting this again today. I tried shorting. I shorted at a good point.
Did you? All right.
I tried a few times, and I'm like, all right, well, this is not like it's done. Like this is clearly not a short. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to fight this 2 days in a row. It's clearly not a short. And look how aggressively strong Oracle is. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm willing to spend maybe 1 day's worth of risk on my conviction, maybe not 2 days worth of that. And it didn't really come in. Yesterday, it just consolidated pretty nicely. And look at this continuation that we're having. We talk about an anchored VWAP hold that held right off of the open. And look at that. It's not even holding that anymore. Day two VWAP may be coming in the premium pre-market, and then you can see those prior day highs as well. So lots of confluence there. Dips into VWAP off the open on Oracle, holding quite well as well. I think I tried the 205 shorts here and didn't really work. I think I might have tried a little bit here in the 208s. Didn't really work because again, the market was coming in. Things looked like they were slowing down. So I tried a couple stabs and I was like, I'm not really willing to really get too aggressive if the trend doesn't really break. So you know what, it's kind of pushing a little bit here. Yeah, look at this market go.
Yeah.
And we're sustaining. So talk about a gap fill. Oh boy,
Big time,
we're coming into some of those levels here. I want to know what some of those prior day close prices are on some of these Mag 7 stocks here. Spider not even close. You're not close. You're not. Oh, actually, Tesla's the only. Well, obviously, Tesla's gonna. Okay, so Tesla. It's funny. Tesla is the one that kind of messes with a lot of prior day levels and chops them all up.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that it does that. But Tesla's so competitive, right? It's so crowded and competitive. I think it's well within its range. But oh boy, Amazon and Alphabet. Would you look at those? Absolute strength to the
squeeze.
upside.
I like seeing the squeeze type price action, Obi. Like the Qs, like for me, Qs keep climbing. And if we get more squeezy, then I'm just gonna look for any indecision at some highs, and then maybe we can get a move off of that. So yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but I like it. Continue to climb higher, and I think it's gonna give us a good opportunity here.
Yeah, for sure. Again, if this, like I said, I love reversions. Once this buying is done, like I'm in the Apple long. If I have a strong enough reason to sell.
Yeah.
I mean, the market's kind of coming in to some of those prior day levels here. So let's see.
Oracle up 6% here on the day now. NVDA continuing to climb, so a VWAP buy was good there. Market just hustling and bustling here today, guys. Google just going beast mode, saying see you later. I like this look here for Google. Let's zoom out and see what we got going on from a daily standpoint. I don't know why it does this. For some reason, what are we trading at right now? But it won't show me on the daily. It won't give me the a price where it's actually trading at right now for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why it does that on a specific platform. But yeah, really curious. I tried messing around with it a lot, but it's frustrating. So I have to look at other charts sometimes. But yeah, guys, if you want to go over some, so thanks to Sharif, we got some new tools. Let's take a look at some options contracts, actually, some charts as well too, because we have the ability to do that now. That's going to be a cool tool in the bag, I think, here, Obi. Yeah. Let's pull up SPY. We're going to go 0 DTE on SPY here.
Yeah, let's see what those 605s are looking like.
You want to see what the 605s are looking like?
Or actually, let's go with 6.2 halves. I want to know what 6.2 halves are doing.
We don't got the halves.
6 halves are.
We don't got.
There's no 6.2 halves?
No, we don't got the halves. We only got dollar increments here. You want the 5s?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, 0 DTE, the 05s are, okay, that's quite a ways away, though. There's not too much open. Actually, there is 17,000. 605 has the highest amounts of open. Actually, it doesn't. I eat those words really quick. 605
is where that size probably begins, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was looking to say there. It's where it starts to begin. So we got 17,700 contracts. But let's pull up the old chart ski here now, because we can do that. Yeah, you like that? I dare you, the chart ski? Yeah, all right. So here it is. Here's the, I don't know why it goes down to the 4 hour, but there we go. This is the 605 0 DTE options chart right here. So you can see it was valued at a high of around $5 and 85 cents right there. Now trading at 11 cents. That is insane. No, okay. What am I talking about? This is a while ago.
What you doing? You selling that premium or what?
No, I'm way ahead of myself here. Let's zoom into the 5 minutes. So we were only at a high of around $2.79, but that thing is now essentially worthless. So what the market is saying that it won't go to 605 right now. And yes, guys, it is lunchtime right now. So there you go. From an again, I'm on the wrong day. Get it together, kid. So here we are, $1.35. So there you go. You're collecting a lot of premium on those 605s. If you were writing those, because you do get that big gap down. But if by the looks of it right here, it does seem to be expiring worthless. Let's take a look at some other cool charts here. So I'm going to exit this one, and I want to pull up NVDA 145s, because that's where we're going to see a lot of liquidity here, OB, on these 0D, even though it's weekly because everything expires. So we have 77,000 open contracts, and I was showing this to you guys yesterday in the group chat, just the concentration of OI on NVDA through the 145 145 and north of that. So let's pull up this chart and see what we got going on. Those are only worth $5 right now, which is very, very interesting. So essentially, those aren't worth anything, right? But one thing you will notice is look how liquid it is. Okay, so that's the 4 hour. Let's zoom into the 5 minute, and then you can see that there's big time liquidity there. So today is the 13th. Where do we open it up? Yeah, so they weren't really worth anything. So what that's telling me is that the market does not see NVDA going north of 145 by the end of the day, and we're currently trading at 143.33. So if you got kahunas, then you can grab those, and the way that NVDA is trading right now, it may tap into that, and you might have the ability to gain some extrinsic value, which is time value, but you don't have much of it left.
You have the option to like and subscribe. This trade has unlimited upside.
Nice. So I have a question. So on that chart, if you can you scroll back, like scroll back a little bit more,
Yeah.
So you see that it's stepping down. You see the price of that premium has been stepping down. We tried to push through that $2 mark. It's exhausted that 424.80 mark right there. So coming into expiration, that's 0 DTE today, right?
Yeah.
So coming into today, yesterday, would you be selling that dollar premium? Would you be just selling the range all yesterday for just putting that bet on, being like, we're in a downtrend. This has been kind of going. I'm looking for that crush coming into the 0 day, and would you sell that premium going into it? Because that's a huge difference.
I think.
And your risk is like what? Your risk is what, $1.40, maybe $2, and your risk like.
Yeah. So I see what you're saying. So to kind of elaborate on your point there. So one thing to note is, okay, so for the past 2 earnings reports, we've collected and we observed that there was high levels of open interest through the 145, and then on the reports you've seen the clean flushes because the concentration in the supply zone was too much. There wasn't enough demand to absorb it. So if you're gonna go based on the thesis that we are not gonna go north of 145, then you continue. You want to sell that premium, right? Yeah, obviously,
you feel like that's where a lot of big money is.
Yeah, exactly. So no, see the thing is though, there's a time and a place when to write options. And I found out the hard way during the tariff turmoil, I'm going to call it, and we were going through all that tariff news. You don't want to be an options writer just due to IV crush, right? Because you don't know when, at that time, you didn't know if Donald or something was going to, a news event was going to come out regarding, and then boom, and then you get that volatility spike, right? Like I use the example, and you guys seen it live here on air. I was short the market during that downtrend when we officially hit a bear market. The Qs were down 20%. I'm like, okay, let's start writing some options here because the volatility in the VIX was at highs. But then Donald the next day decides to truth out the fact that he's going to pause tariffs for 90 days, and it sent a volatility spike, and it blew past my stop loss because when you're writing, you need that. And I was telling you that, and it just absolutely blew past it for me. So I'm not saying don't write. It's just better.
Time and a place,
there's a time and a place, so just avoid it when you're in high levels of volatility and when there's so much uncertainty in the market and the VIX is elevated. Yeah, the objective is to catch as much IV as you possibly can and allow it to decay day by day. But when it's just consistent, you don't know when it's coming in, and when there's so much going on from a news standpoint, it makes it more difficult to do so.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Okay, so no, I'm just curious. I haven't really dabbled in options in a very, very long time. But yeah, no, it's definitely a great market. And I hear a lot of day traders as well trading options markets on specific days as well. So it's like
these guys in the chat are consistently trading options. The day trading, whether it may be, I know a lot of traders who only trade options from an intraday standpoint, from a leverage perspective, right? But then you have the likes.
We could have them at the firm as well.
But with the likes of Wayner and I, we've just come to the conclusion that okay, there's a time and a place, and we run a hybrid system. And it's been working really, really well. I like the hybrid system that I've established where it's, okay, I'll start a swing trade with shares. Once the swing trade starts working, that's when you can leverage this. No, you buy the calls or puts, whatever direction you're going, you buy into the strength, so it allows you to really leverage it. So for example, what I did is I bought NVDA shares with an average of 105. The thesis starts working. I buy calls And then what it does, it gives me a buffer room because my shares have unrealized gains. And then you can just use those unrealized gains to buy contracts and then also mitigate your risks too, because if the contracts start to decay, you sell the shares and it kind of offsets the losses, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
right? But if it works out, you're like, okay, you got shares on at a great price and now your contracts are rolling and you're like, okay, bring me the money.
Nice. I like
All
that.
right. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we got going on. So what do we see? What do you got? I got 205 call options on Apple mid-July. Let's pull them up here. Nice. I like this. We're gonna send it to Obi in 1 second. How is Apple doing? Coming back into the volume weighted average price. 205s. Los Polios. I don't even see them here on the July thing. How do you have 205s? I only see increments of 2 of 10 at July 18th. And they're only worth $7 right now. So hey, there you go. Wow. Oh, sorry. No, I'm on NVDA. Sorry about that, Los Polios. What am I doing? So I'll pull up those mid-Julys here. We'll take a look at that chart because I think that's going to be very interesting. 205s were $3 and we're $3.75 now as Apple takes another pop back to the top side. But we're gonna. Oh, guys, are we ever gonna have a blast looking at these options charts throughout the day? All right, Los Polios. I mean, they were at 27. What? Okay, so at the beginning of a couple months ago, yeah, well, I don't know why it keeps pulling up the 4 hour. We don't want that 4 hour.
You gotta sell the open on some of these.
Yeah, we don't want that 4 hour. So, I mean, you're hovering around the lows right now, Los Polios, mid-July, 205 on Apple. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not. I mean, I think, actually, you might be looking pretty good, in my opinion. 205, mid-July. You got plenty of time. Let's zoom out here. And if Apple decides that it wants to get a little bounce, all you really need is to go north of this range. If you can break through some of these key resistance zones, my guy is hitting up that money storm there. So, yeah.
You think we could get there today?
105 today? Wow.
205.
205. Sorry, 205 today.
I mean, I would like that.
No. Yeah, I know you would like that. Yeah, I would like that for you. I would like that for you.
I would be like, damn, I should have had way more. But we're kind of gap filling right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We've come into the prior day low on the Qs as well, and coming in on the spider as well. So.
I mean, if I'm having a bad day, I want the people to the right of me at least to have a good day. At least I know Sean and Neil are having good days as well too. So it lifts my spirits when they're having a good day. So I'm rooting for a 205 on Apple by the end of the day there, Ovi.
Hey man, you called it yourself.
What?
It doesn't matter whether you're red or you're green.
Yeah.
You followed your process.
Yeah.
You won on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're all winning.
We're all damn. Let's go. And I got got dog training tonight too.
Oh boy.
So I don't know if that's
How's Milo doing?
He's doing good, man.
Yeah?
He's doing good. Yeah. It was just him and I the past couple of days.
Nice.
Selena went on a work trip to Mount Tremblant in Montreal for those who don't know. So it was just him and I kicking it for the past couple of days.
That's pretty chill.
Yeah, good stuff, man. He's like my shadow. I should change his name to Shadow. Nice. Just follows me everywhere, literally. So
that's awesome. No, he's basically imprinted on you.
Yeah. That's exactly what he's done. Right. Adair, what do you got for us?
Here is happening now, and we're going to talk here. I guess small caps haven't been mentioned, so I'll just mention I'm seeing a whole bunch pop up on my scanner. OPCRML DAR. Just keep an eye on all of these names. S&P 500. This is a great bounce here off the lows. Double bottom here in the 15-minute around just shy of 597. Right now, we're actually back above 600, but this could be a bit of a topping tail candle, or at least a slightly shorter version of it, about to form. Defense play AIRO, Arrow Group. They IPO'd earlier today. Nice here. They opened actually above estimates. I was seeing the IPO price of $10. They opened just below $13. High of 34 right now, trading around 25. Lots of halts along the way. So another exciting IPO today. Could IPO season be back and here to stay? Here's Boeing BA. This name got hit today, actually a little bit harder than it was hit yesterday as traders continue to digest the Air India crash that happened on Thursday. Unfortunately, this was a fatal incident. And today we actually had some reports earlier today that India is considering grounding some of these Boeing vehicles as they inspect them. As of right now, though, nice bounce off the lows for BA, which is back above $200. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content we're giving you every single day. With that in mind, here's something we missed the last couple of days. Neil and his lesson of the day. Take it away, Neil.
Thank you, Adara. Well, I did do the lesson of the day I was sick, but it was the theme of the lesson of the day was that I was sick, and kind of that you want to make, I would say, like, make less decisions, make it easier on yourself to process so that you're not necessarily making mistakes, and I think that's important. Today, you know, there's certain types of days in the market that I think are obviously tricky. And what I love first of all, I love the discussion that Joe and Obi had going on, sticking to your plan, risk management, all that. One of the things that can be really tricky is you have a day where you're gapped down on news, then you're trending up into the pre-market, or in the pre-market going into the open, so you're getting a slight relief rally, and then at the open, the first thing you're doing at the open is breaking out the first support. So it looks like, okay, so the first thing the market's doing is trying to break down after it had ground up, and overnight it's bad news. So that's going to trigger anybody that was punching in a breakdown shorts. Then promptly, what does it do? It breaks out the top, looks like a great continuation. Okay, you trap some shorts here. Now we're going into a relief rally day, makes a distinct turn, and then dumps. And this is where I know for myself, I know for Sean, this is where you went, if you were red early, you went green here, or you just made your money right there, which is certainly the case. And then you got right back into that low, and then the bounce said, no, we're not bouncing and stopping at VWAP. Continuation breakout. Like, there's traps in every regard, where if you time the turns perfectly, great. If you were too heavily biased to one direction and not willing to scalp, you were getting yourself into trouble. In a day like that, it's going to be tricky in a general sense. I'm not here to tell you, oh, this is how you be green on that day. That's kind of the problem with day trading. Like, there's supposed to be some answer to every single question, as if anybody's perfect. No. But what you can do is every now and then there's going to be things that are, pretty choppy. Like, you may have had some good early entries here, but then all of a sudden, Intel was a good short the lower highs. The trend looks like it's going to be good. It trapped everybody, so maybe you just get away from it. But what you can't do, I think, and there'll be lots of choppy trades in there. I can show you, I'll show you CCL for one that went pretty well on Intel. But CCL, where you go like 1 for 3, is like, okay, first short bad, second short great, third time try to short the lower high. Oh, now we're trending up all of a sudden. Okay, well that's not working. Now I don't know what to do with that stock. But there's almost always a setup out there that was clear. A lot of times when you go through your entire list of this is what I'm watching, these are things we can be patient for, and get my VWAP bit out of there for at least for now. When I look over at IBIT, however, and pull out the 15-minute chart, I'm reminded of, okay, well in the higher time frame, what are the things I was looking at that were out of pocket, like I wanted to dip buy, but I was saying at the open of the show, it's nowhere close to my dip buy levels. What are the chances we get it? On days like today where there's super chop or like crazy wick actions, all of those levels that you went through on the higher time frame, they're like, what are the chances we get there? Sometimes those are your best plays. Why? Because they're ridiculously patient. You're waiting outside of the bands. Well, Bitcoin did exactly that. It pulled it right back in to what was a prior support, try to get to a prior support area. 59 down here. Most recent time we got there was 59.17. Where do we bounce? That's a trend reversion's dream. One, because you've sat out all of the mess and all of the junk at the open, tried to break the low, tried to break the high, trends all the way down into a key level, and it's not till 10:30 in the morning that it gets there. At 10:30 in the morning, the second it tests, instant reversal trade. It's that kind of setup, especially when at this point it's 10:30. You know it's been a choppy morning, right? You've been getting in, you've been getting out, a lot of traders red. Even if you're having a good day, it's like it hasn't felt all that clean to a lot of people. Those are the mornings where you want to make sure when you're going back and looking at where you're at, that level I thought I had no chance to get to on the higher time frame, that could be gold on a choppy day. Because on a choppy day, you want to be looking for reversions of that trend when it's wicking everybody out. So when one happens, and this is why someone was like, green is green on the day, Neil. The fact that you're barely up shouldn't matter. Well, the reason why it matters to me is because IBIT was one of the 4 stocks on my note for a dip buy into this area. And when the market was choppy, this actually faked out both ways, went right into my level, and then put on the cleanest trade I could have possibly imagined. And you'll see a lack of executions there. So when you have a choppy morning, just to go back and try to keep it simple, when you're doing your prep, oftentimes you'll look over the symbols you like, you'll zoom it out to a higher time frame, you'll throw some numbers out there, maybe some levels out there. It's the days that are super chop or not all that clean that you want to go back over that list, maybe have a look at some of the extended levels away that you didn't think could trade at those prices, and at least go back and look at them after the opening range has been set. Because they might be appealing. When everyone's getting chopped up, maybe it's heading right into a level that you had completely given up on. And that's exactly what happened there on IBIT. I end up missing the trade, which is unfortunate. It did happen in Apple. I know Obi's long Apple. Yeah, that's the other side of the equation is you can get the trade and just not hold it because I was too bearish. And this is another point. There's a difference between conviction and bias. And I'll give you an example of what that is. I had the low as well on Apple today on a 15-minute. This trade didn't lack conviction. I just had a bias to the south side. So my bias caused me to treat this trade as nothing more than a scalp trade that I wouldn't try to go continuation long on, whereas it had nothing to do with conviction. I liked the level. I saw it set up. Boom. You don't really no emotion, you hit it, but because my bias was to the south side, I was then starting to think about, okay, well, there's that 197 level. Let's see it work the trend back down off of there. I should just be waiting for the short at that point. So, you know what, overall, the bigger lesson, I think, is the choppier the day, then the more work you have to do to be disciplined into the setups that you take, which is going to require going back to your research, going back to your preparation, and finding those higher level, higher probability trades, maybe at some levels you didn't think were going to come in there, and then just pick the best one and let it rip. Today is a day that I flat out can't miss at IBIT because there was nothing in my plan that was as clean as that, and that's just how it was going to be. So I can't miss that one when it's an A+ setup. And then a day like today, you got to make sure that you're spending as much time looking on a choppy day, looking for those A+ setups as you are trying to, or as opposed to over trading on some Bs and some Cs. And sometimes that just means going back to square one. So there's your lesson of the day. And Apple continues to go higher. You know, sometimes your bias can get the best of you. Although I think that's a different story. Maybe we'll come back to that another time. Good luck, everybody.
Hey, okay. Hey, chat. I want to show, can you put on my screen, Andre? Yeah, and put me in the pip. So this is a new, basically, chat game that we can do. Basically, you just have to type in a symbol, and it'll come through. And I would like you guys to try it out, and then we can start voting. And it should come in. Do you see it? Are you guys chatting? If not, yeah, you got to chat, guys. All right, and then you can just send it back. Oh, there we go. They're popping in now. There we go. Because there's a delay. All right, you can send it back. Send it back.
No, you got to go number. Oh, go back one more time, please, Assassino. Yeah, there we go. Hey.
Nice.
No, guys, you got to put the number in front. Yeah, make sure you.
Yeah.
So Fabian. So what this does is when we put that in, it calculates the most popular ones, right?
Correct.
So we'll get two. So whatever the top names are, it'll be displayed on that.
Yep.
Okay, so can you give me?
And we can vote for them.
Yeah.
So you can see that they're just populating, guys.
Whoa, it's not even that. We'll just go with the top 4.
And you can see the submissions at the top of the
So
screen.
this is the vote. We'll just go with the.
Yeah.
So we'll go with the top 4. All right.
Look
so
at
send me that
And then,
link. Guys,
this
make
is
sure
the
you
fun
put
part,
the thing
guys.
in there.
Get up.
Yeah,
Get ready for this.
I know
showdown.
I got one. Hold on.
So
Look at
pull
this.
up. Where can we see
let me throw in
a
some.
total of 130 submissions right now? Where can we see that the underlying that has the most votes?
That's a mystery. It's basically just user submitted,
okay, so
and it's the
Tesla.
most popular stocks are the ones that come up on the voting right here, back and forth.
Okay.
So the chat
so
can
what does
vote.
it say? Vote now.
Yeah.
What
So we
is
have
it?
to
What
also
type of
remember
one
about the
or two?
delay that chat has.
Oh, so 1 equals
and then,
Tesla, 2 equals SPY.
Yes. So you can put in your 1s or your 2s depending on who you want to vote for.
Okay. So what? So SPY and Tesla were the most popular ones, or?
Yes. User submitted
Okay.
tickers.
Okay. Very interesting.
And as they're coming in, the users can decide on who is the winner.
Who's the winner? Okay. There we go. Putting more power into the people hands.
Oh,
Fabian,
nice.
the people's champ.
That's awesome. Thank you, Fabian, for that. Yeah,
People's
let's throw
champ.
those votes in, and then we'll see if it's going to be Tesla or SPY.
SPY. What are you voting for?
I voted for SPY.
Did you?
I voted for SPY. Yeah.
All right then.
I cast my vote in there. I don't know if you can.
I like this.
Look at that. That's so
this
close.
Is a battle.
That's so
I'm
close.
throwing the ones in.
43%?
Battle.
No. 56%.
No, don't spam.
Where's
Don't
the time?
spam. Don't do what I did. Okay, we're getting a little bit carried away now, guys. So please don't spam the chat. I know it's fun. Thank you.
You just get one vote.
Yeah.
Throw in one vote.
Thank you very much for that, Fabian. And now everybody. So there you go. Have a fun Friday. You guys get to spam the chat, and I can't do anything about it too much yeah, let's not get too carried away here,
right.
And show some political reform, I guess.
You know what? Right now, the chat was moving faster than my tape. So if my tape is, let's say, if I were to grade it from a speed of 0 to 10, if the tape was moving at, let's say, like a 6, the chat just moved at like a 9. That's how fast the chat was going. That was absolutely wild. I was just watching that. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Kreshnik, that's exactly what it was. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I've seen everybody putting the ones and everything in the chat. So now you essentially have no excuse on not to hit that like and subscribe, because you guys were hitting that. So just do us a solid, hit that like. 5,600 of us here this morning. Let's get that ball rolling. We're having a good time. Thank you for that one, Fabian, the Chilean nightmare. Obi, how's that trade going there, my friend?
I don't really know. I got out a lot on top of VWAP, and we were talking about this. There was a lot of places to add into this for sure, and I didn't take those ads. So I'm just letting it run. It's holding VWAP right now. The market's still strong. We're pushing back into some of those prior day levels. We were talking about, I guess, coming into the close. Okay, so if we're looking at SPY from yesterday, where did we close here? 603.69. Nice. So 603.69 is prior day close on the spider there. We're trading at 601.55, so it's still kind of running there. I don't know if we're going to get there, but I'm not really trying to anchor too much to that. But nice little trend on the day. The trend really hasn't broken that aggressively, but that 198 is still continuing to push here on Apple as well. So yeah, I'm just waiting, watching. Where's the next trade? I'm being patient because I'm in the long that I want to be in. My continuation bookman is weak. This is what I've been kind of.
Did you say bookman is weak?
My continuation book, like playbook. Continuation playbook has been pretty weak. I'm just like, yeah, I have to be able to take continuations effectively, especially when, like we were talking about, when these legs last as long as they do. We were talking about this earlier. It's like some of them will continue to go much longer than you expect. We were looking for maybe a test of this 21,800, but we're continuing to push another 50, I guess, another 50 points to the upside there on the DAC, and we're just pushing 198s here on Apple. So that's the only thing I'm really watching. I feel like I'm like repeating myself, but the market is very, very strong, and the spider's coming into some of those prior day levels. So let's see what happens. I'm going to pull up the SPY chart, and then maybe we can take a look at it, because like you guys voted for Tesla and SPY right there. So we can start off with Tesla, and oh boy, that thing is pushing day highs right now. So look at that strength coming in. So some aggressive volume coming in as well. Let's see what's happening with the news, Dara.
The geopolitical headline here. Now, it's not anything that we haven't really heard today, but I want to mention it nonetheless here. Donald Trump apparently telling Axios that Israel's attack could help him make a deal with Iran. We know that's the deal that he's really wanted. So any kind of, I guess, hints or indicia of potential geopolitical resolution looks like a good look here for the Nasdaq as it continues to push higher in this uptrend. Also, apparently, a local news agency, Mer News Agency, is saying that apparently Israel has attacked one of Iran's holy cities. So this geopolitical stuff continues. I will keep you guys apprised of anything major. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, I was just telling Obi, I think it might be time here. So I'm starting really small on the short. Again, just have to be really cautious just due to risk. The thesis starts to work out. I like what Obi was saying earlier. So we'll just break this down. He's like, trend, bang, right? Crack it, wait for the retest on the backside, and that's going to give you a possible addition to the position. So there we go. We're seeing the market start to squeeze, and then now I'm looking kind of for that overextension and maybe a move back in towards the volume-weighted average price. Really, really small. I think this is going to be a good, solid, precise entry. Can I be wrong? Most absolutely, but I'm starting super, super small, and then I'm going to look to add into this position, and then hopefully we can get that move that we're going to be looking for back towards view up. But having a fantastic time. I'm glad all you guys were participating in the chat. And you know what? I wanted to just thank everyone in the chat, and you guys know I'm active. I talk to you guys, but one thing I want to give everyone in there credit for, especially the regulars. I could go through the names. DJ, who do we got? Los Polios. I'll go through some other. Just you guys know who you are, right? I don't want to break them all down, but you guys have been doing a fantastic job working together, and that's what communities are supposed to do. I was frustrated earlier in the morning just due to things not working for me, but then I just hop in here with you guys, and it's just like, yeah, like it just brightens the day. So you guys can throw up ones in the chat for everyone, for all of you guys there, because you guys do a fantastic job day in and day out. So thank you for just always being there, and it means a lot. So yeah, appreciate it, all of you, every single one of you. Exactly, it doesn't even matter, every single one of you. No one is excluded from that one. But Amazon is on a different planet. If it decides to continue to go like this, a short in the queues is not going to be a good idea, especially with the likes of, I was going to say almost, NVDA is ripping. We got Google now, new high a day. Amazon, new high a day. What's our friend Apple still holding north of the volume weighted average price? Exactly, ones. Exactly. You guys, everyone deserves it, regardless if you're red or green. Fantastic community, and much love to every single one of you out there in the chat. But let's see if we can get this ball rolling. We're starting to reach that extension, that extended side, in my opinion. But who knows with this market? That could be a massive liquidity grab that we've experienced this morning, and then the market just wants to continue to climb higher. That's going to be beautiful for your Apple long there, Obi.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to see if it comes in.
Comes in? Yeah, that's
so,
fair. That's fair. What's up,
hey, Sean,
Sean's
back here.
He's the big dog in the house.
Sean? How's your swim? Okay, he's on.
He's look at circle going parabolic for sure, Los Polios. I trust you. We'll take a look on that one. Oh yeah, wow. Ooh, okay, wow. Just wow.
Everything is pushing. Yeah, that's the continuation of this.
That's the continuation. Let's see the squeeze. Okay, you got that covered over there?
Yes, sir.
There, Obi. All right, good stuff. Send it up.
All right, guys, level up your trading game with Prop XP. Up to 1 to 200 leverage and static drawdown. Scroll the site and pick your challenge at propxp.com. Trade directly on our platform. Sign up and try it for free. Start your trading journey today. Enjoy rapid payouts and real human support, no bots. Rated 4.6 stars on Trustpilot, trusted by traders worldwide. Right now, get 50% off with code TraderTV. Links in the description. Be the trader, get funded. Join PropXP today. Prop XP, your edge starts here. Visit propxp.com.
Ooh, Prop XP. Yeah, go check that one out. Circle.
Yeah, that thing is running now.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh boy. I know it's oh my, I'm pretty sure, but we'll throw up the oh boy for our guy Obi. Let's see what else we got going on here, guys. If there's any specific names that you want to, yeah, AIRO has just been like, look at this. You can't even trade straight. It's just continuous halts. So just be careful on this one, guys. The top is now 33.40. So it's nothing substantial from what we're trading at right now. But again, you don't want to get caught. Like if you're short and you get caught in an uphold, that is not good. You're gonna have a bad time. All right. So just remember that, guys. Like the saying in South Park, when you're French frying, when you should pizza, you're gonna have a bad time. Same thing here with AIRO. Do you remember that?
No,
You've never seen that episode?
No,
yeah, so they're skiing and stuff, and the instructor's like, if you French fry when you're supposed to pizza, you're gonna have a bad time. All right. So we don't want to have bad times. Let's see if we can get this market to break down. Hopefully this was just hopefully this was the final push here on Amazon, right? You can see us run into some of these this consolidation zone from yesterday. Look at this sideways PA here on Amazon. And then now we're knocking right on the door of that. So maybe we're going to get somewhat of a rejection here, right here, guys. So we are a little bit north of it, but maybe this will be a good indecision print that we come back into the range. And I think that if we do get a move to the south end of this range, we will see somewhat of a pullback here in the overall market. I'm not going to add just yet. Be patient. Circle did put in a good indecision print on the 5-minute, so that could be a good potential short as well too. But we know with these IPOs what can happen in these names. So just be why am I pulling up GME here? So just be extremely cautious, right? But this is a potentially good good signal right there. But we're at a low of around 109, and then now it looks like it wants to break the high. If it breaks that high, then you got to get out of that trade, and you don't want any of that smoke there, Obi.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm seeing that little bit of a pullback here. I want to know, there's about eight and a half minutes left for this 15-minute candle to print, and we've been seeing a prior bar hold on these 15-minute candles back to back after since that bottom kind of was made in and around where was that, around 10:30. So yeah, the market coming in with a little bit of a bid after the first hour into the open. So nice little push here, 21,850. We're coming into those prior levels. So we were going to take a look at I guess the Tesla and SPY here. Tesla, again, we talked about it, already pushing into some of those prior day levels. But oh boy, something's happening on Tesla right now. As I pulled it up, that's some crazy timing. There's definitely some sort of news here. Let's pull that up right now on Tesla. Boom, there is definitely news on this. That is a catalyst-driven spike. I'm just watching the tape here on my other screen. 323 halves continuing to push. 324s. Can we get to 325s? Oh boy, here we go.
Oh wow, Tesla.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
look at that. With the market breaking out as well, like not really breaking out, but having some strong bid, and we get that strong push on Tesla. So let's watch and see how this one rolls out. A little bit of size coming in at that 325 here. So let me pull up the
breaking news. Tesla Bank,
guys. And before we come back to that 325, let's go to Dara with the breaking news.
I'm seeing reports here. Apparently, the U.S. is moving to ease rules that hinder Tesla's self-driving cybercab. So apparently, again, the U.S. moving to ease some rules that would hinder Tesla's self-driving cybercab, or robotaxi, as it's often referred to. Now, of course, there were actually some concerns that this wouldn't necessarily be the case, because we know there was this back and forth between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I guess their friendship having a little bit of a fallout. Now it looks like, though, this could be a really positive catalyst for the stock, especially given that there were concerns about this. Now it looks like things seem to be all good. I'm not seeing who reported this, but just keep an eye on this regardless. TSLA, apparently the U.S. trying to ease some rules to make it a little bit easier for Tesla's self-driving robotaxi. Back to you.
This is what we want to hear, right? That's fantastic. That's some really, really good stuff. I'm thinking about getting involved here on Tesla for this continuation to the top side. I mean, I'm short the Qs, and I don't necessarily want to go against myself, but that's something that I want to hear about Tesla. I think that's going to be a really strong positive catalyst. But I do believe that some of the big names are starting to top out as well. Okay, no, never mind. That's Circle. Why is Circle everywhere on my secondary screens here? Let's get Amazon back up here. Joseph, get it together, my brother. All right, so yeah, that Amazon still hovering around those levels, but Tesla looking really good here, guys. It might possibly break these highs. I was waiting for another open around these lows, and then boom, I'm gonna punch. Did I get in there? No, I didn't. Oh my days. Okay, yeah, so I'm in it right now, looking for a pop continuation. Oh, let's go. But we got to cover something else here as well, too, guys. Give me a second there. Assassino, I got to get my everything sorted out, but let's see what we got going on. Okay, we're good to go. Prop X, level up your trading game with Prop. Ooh. There we go, one for all. The new trading competition, we got it right this time, from Trade the Pool. Never been done before. Everyone will be trading together on one shared account with $1 million in buying power. starts June 16th to 18th. The goal, beat the Qs. For example, if the Qs move up by 3% up or down, we aim for more. And what's in it for you? Everyone wins. Plus, 675,000 in prizes. 20 evaluation accounts up for grabs. One account, one mission, one for all. Scan that QR code. Scan the QR code and join that team now if you're looking to participate in the one for all. So a group of traders, I've never personally heard of an idea like that before. So that's going to be interesting for those who are going to partake in that. So good luck to all, and I hope everyone kills it. Over $500,000 in prizes, that's definitely going to grab my attention for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So. This Tesla move is grabbing my attention right now with this aggressive push up. Yeah, a lot of millions of shares coming in into that move, and we get that 320. I guess we were already kind of building up into it. If you kind of take a look back, we were talking about that kind of push into those highs. We did get that hold, pulled back into 314s, and then started consolidating again in that upper quartile of the morning range, and then you can see that stair step. You get a little bit of news. Guess what? That boom right through into some of those prior day levels. Here goes that continuation, that price action coming in really, really strong. Again, I'm looking at prior days high there, 332.56. And we were already consolidating above some of the action we had going into the end of the day as well. So pushing up into that consolidation that we had, I guess I want to know how long this consolidation was. We can just measure that. That was about 3 hours. So this consolidation lasted for 3 hours yesterday, maybe with that opening range high being around 329s, 330s, and those lows being around 321. So interestingly enough, look at that, double top breakout of those 321s. That was also opening range low of yesterday with that volume coming in and the catalyst. So let's see how this move kind of pans out here. I'm watching it, taking a close look. Let me know if you guys were already trading Tesla. Again, I know a lot of people trade Tesla, but how many of you were long? How many of you were short, risking against those highs? Throw it up in the chat. I'm curious to know. And this catalyst, who's trading that? I know Joe's definitely involved there a little bit, and the market is looking like it might be slowing down here, taking a little bit of a pause.
Yeah, I hopped
15-minute candle's about to close soon.
I hopped out of Tesla there, and it looks like it might pop again. So maybe I don't want to chase it either because I am short the Qs there. Obi, sorry, we'll send it back. But I did hop out on a little scalp. The Qs are starting to move down, so I do kind of want to slowly start to add into this position, brother.
Yeah, so we're talking about that 15-minute candle, so let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, so you can see this is the consolidation that I'm talking about here on Tesla. A little push up, aggressive volume coming in. 325 is holding right now. There's a little bit of size there. We're chopping through that. Didn't really give us a strong push right off of it. We got a high of 325.82, so an 80 penny push on Tesla. We see Tesla kind of pop and drop a few dollars on certain breaks, and that break coming in with volume is pretty nice. I'm looking at prior day high as well. This little consolidation before we broke down, that seems interesting as well, and that is the current high, which is very interesting to me. Look at that confluence right here, boom, boom. That's where that selling comes in going into the end of the day, and this pop on news takes a little bit of a stall right at that price. I'm just watching it, stalking it right now. Let's see what it does in and around these areas. The TQ is definitely taking a little bit of a turn. So let's take a look at the spider as well. We were talking about that a little earlier. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit of a trend break. So shout out to Joe for having that short in, and I see him. He's adding to the position.
Yeah, I'm going to add one more time.
As it gets more aggressive.
Here we go. Yeah, I got to add.
Coming to the downside. I got to deal with a little bit of this apple. So
yeah. Okay. So there we go.
That thing is coming in. Yeah. Let's talk about your TQ short.
Yeah. So we're looking for the breakdown here now, guys. As some of the big Apple's really starting to pull back. So yeah, that's the one thing I don't like. I will obviously want to see you do good as well. Well, fantastic anyways, but Apple is the aggressor right now, guys, pulling back. I think it is dragging the overall market down, but the big names that are remaining strong are Google and Amazon, holding up the Qs right now. So if those two names, I believe, if they want to start to pull in as well too, then maybe we're going to get that move back towards the volume weighted average price. We'll pull up the NAS itself because I believe it is still slightly negative, but I'm going to be patient. If we can get this move back to VWAP, then we're going to be painting pretty pictures, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves right now. Okay, so that's the game plan. We're still down 0.5% on the overall market, so keep that in mind. I got to be really cautious. If we get a pop now that you're trading these leverage products, again, we crack through some of these resistance zones, I think we'll be sitting okay. Apple is leading the way to the downside right now, Obi. I know you got that position to manage. IBIT is still hovering around those highs, but Google is saying, no, we have a different agenda today, and that's just to continue to the long side. Yeah. It's just like, you know what, we're doing something else
Amazon.
today.
Have you seen Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon has been absolutely insane. So these two on the day are like, yeah, okay, so whatever you guys were planning, scratch that. We're going long, and we're going long aggressively. So that program is most definitely stepped in. The Qs have put an indecision. We're starting to see somewhat of a pullback here in Apple. Apple as well, but just be cautious, be patient. If it's gonna work, I gotta let it cook up, because that's back-to-back days where I had the Oracle trade and I just didn't diamond hand it. I Devin Haney'd that one, unfortunately, and I apologize to you guys with that. So yeah, that's what
definitely. I lightened up a little bit there. Tesla, look at that pullback on Tesla. That's the one I was.
I'm glad I got out of that.
Kind of pulling back in through that 325. That 325 didn't really hold there, but yeah, let's see it chop around. That pullback that it initially had was in and around 322. So let's see if we can kind of sustain a bit above that level. The market's taking its first kind of a breather after that, again, aggressive strength since about 10:30, right? What time is it right now? It's about 12:30. So for the past 2 hours, we've been getting a little bit of a bid. Finally catching some selling here as we break some trends. And let's see if buyers step back in. I don't know, but it seems like, again, we talk about these legs being very directional, very directional. Let's see if this 15-minute candle also continues to give us some red here as we do start to break some of those prior bars. But again, going into prior days levels, do we expect a little bit of turbulence? For sure, I think so. And again, got to be nimble. I definitely lightened up a lot on that because that was a strong sell. And again, news can come in aggressively. We saw what Tesla kind of did on that. 326s, 325 still holding. So I'm still watching it. Let's see if this consolidation can sustain. Apple pulled back a little bit there. Again, VWAP. We're still in and around VWAP, but I've lined up a significant amount, so I'm just going to let that run. Don't really care about that one anymore. And we kind of talked about this earlier. When that position is kind of starting to work, you have a set of rules to be like, okay, well, you know, this is what I'm looking for. It gave me the VWAP that I was looking for. You can see that I kind of pieced out along the way pretty aggressively again. And now reasons to sell are coming in. And best believe if I wasn't necessarily long, I would probably be participating in a little bit of this the other way. But again, let's see how far back we really pull back. 21,800. Again, this is the opening range high here on the Nasdaq, just shy of that 21,800. Let's see if we can pull back. That's not too far away on there. Let's see what it does in and around that area. I'm watching the futures as well to look for that support to come in. Names that are currently still strong. Let's take a look at some of those as well. Oracle, oh boy.
Yeah.
I tried, again, I tried to short this one. Again, if you guys were watching yesterday in the morning, I shorted this all the way to the top. Definitely not something to do, and not a well spending of your daily risk, right? I'm like, all right, maybe I have too much conviction, and the market's clearly telling me I'm wrong. So today I did try it a couple more times, and when I saw that it was really aggressively strong again, I didn't really choose to flip. But I was just like, all right, this is more than enough. I don't really want to force the short here. This is clearly not going that way, so I left it alone. But clearly, the long is still strong. Day 2 earnings on Oracle, they came in with a little bit of a double beat, and the gap up continuation. You can see that anchored VWAP holding quite well as well, and accelerating away from some of those average prices. That's why I'm just like, oh boy, when and if that reversion does come in, I do want to be a little bit involved in that one there, but we'll let that one cook and let that one set up here. Let's take another look at some of these strong ones here. Google, take a look at this. Absolute strength to the upside. This is a 3-minute chart, kind of choppy in that uptrend. Let's take a look at a higher time frame. Look at this, 15-minute straight green candles to the upside. This one's starting off with a nice little break. 10 minutes and 40 seconds left for this one. As we break prior day highs on the goggles. Wow, this bid is really coming in aggressively. What's going on?
Yesterday's IPO?
Remember, yeah.
I left the bid in.
Yeah.
Came in and got smoked.
Yeah.
Imagine
you did that too. Yeah.
I'd be in here $30 in the month.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sean's just like, he was participating in the IPOs, and today was the one to participate in it for sure. And yeah, look at that Tesla move continue to go. That consolidation is breaking out, so that's a good continuation there happening. Let's see what Adara has to say with some news.
And Amazon, I'm seeing reports here, according to CNBC, the company is reorganizing its healthcare business in its latest attempt to crack into the multi-trillion-dollar healthcare markets. Keep an eye on AMZN, consolidating near highs. Apparently, a new business is one's trying to enter or re-enter in a different way. Healthcare. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, no, Amazon was the next one I was going to talk about right here. But Google breaking out of par-day highs, that's pretty decent. Breaking that, a little bit of a 2-day trend again. You can just simply be like, all right, cool. We've had some selling coming in. Boom, just a rough trend right there, and we're coming right up into the breakout of that as well. So cool stuff there on goggles. Let's take a look at Amazon as well. Wow, that's definitely, buyers are delivering that price to the upside, breaking that prior day high as well. 214s currently, nice little hold there. Let's see what Amazon has in store. But I like this strength, man. I'm kind of waiting. I'm waiting for some of this buying to step off to really start to get involved as well. So let's see where that brings us to. Apple holding that 197 now. So if I'm looking for that continuation, wow, look at that Tesla go. Oh my God. Are we going to see, you think we're going to see 230s today?
230 on Tesla? Yeah, at this pace, it's looking like it, Obi, to be honest with you, at this pace. So it's not too far away. What are we trading at? Oh, maybe it is 3 points. We do know that we have somewhat of a call wall there as well, guys, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Speaking of call walls, let's pull up that specific strike price. Look at it, I'm like a kid in a candy shop today. We'll go with Tesla. We're going to go with today's expiration cycle, and we're going to take a look at those 330s that are worth $1.06 right now. Go, Qs. Go, my friend. Ooh, wow. Ooh, no way. Oh, okay. I keep getting bamboozled by this here. Okay, that makes significantly more sense. Okay. Pardon me? They're resuming. Oh, really? Okay, so that is not a good. Okay, Katina Man short the Qs. The attack on Israel is being continued. That's what I'm hearing from Katina Man. Adara's going to bring that to us momentarily. The market's moving south. Tesla's moving north. It's saying, I don't care. We have our own catalyst. They're easing some of the laws on the autonomy. That's a positive sign for Tesla, but the market's starting to pull back a little bit here. Let's see how long this can hold up there, Obi. But this is this is the 330 calls that we have. Oh, I thought it had the most. Okay, yeah, so it does. So 24,000, this is where you're going to see the liquidity start to step in here. Very, very liquid. So those 330s looking pretty good right now off of those bottoms, almost doubling, almost tripling. Wow, they were worth nothing at one point today. Obi, they were worth $15, and now those are worth $1.20, $1.37 at this high. So there you go. If you happen to buy this. Pardon me? Yeah, they expired today.
Wow, I'm telling you, man, selling some of these 0DTs is starting to look a little.
Oh no, you would have had your face ripped off there if you sold that.
Oh, you're saying, but I thought you said it was at $15 earlier.
It was worth $1. It was worth $15, so 0.15, but now it's worth $1 something, right?
Okay.
So if you're short,
I thought you meant it was worth 15. It came down to $1.
No. If the opposite, yeah, you were right. If it was the opposite,
so it was 15 cents.
It was 50,
and it went up to $1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you're short that, you're French frying when you're supposed to pizza. You're having a bad time. All right, we're gonna go off to Adara.
Some updates here on what's happening to Israel as we make I would say a little bit of a lower high here in the Nasdaq. As Sean mentioned, it looks like things are continuing to occur here. Sky News Arabia reporting that apparently sirens are sounding in the Jerusalem area after a rocket was fired from Yemen towards Israel. Yeah, just some sirens sounding here apparently. So keep an eye on the market as we continue to digest this news with regards to the Middle East. I'll keep you guys posted for anything there. Also, stay tuned. We have a new infographic series coming out on X at TTV Research that I'm very excited about. It involves a heat map of the Nasdaq based on sector weight and also little subsector heat maps as well. So stay tuned for that. That should be out hopefully by the time the midday's over. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adair. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm thinking about adding as well, once again, on this move. I mean, the market is extended. Amazon's starting to pull back. So is AMD. Tesla's the only one kind of not moving in sync right now. So let's get this move. We might be able to hold this until we get back to VWAP. So yeah, we'll pack our patience and we'll look for some primetime adding opportunities here, Obi.
Yes, sir. You know that Sharif put on this massager heat thing on the chair that I'm sitting on?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if he minds if I use it.
Oh, boy. Hey.
What's that?
We're back.
I can definitely use it. Yeah, I can definitely use it. Bro, I'm telling you, like
So he joked that you couldn't, but I don't know if he actually meant that. And then I did see him moving it around, but then he was laughing, so I don't really know.
He said nobody could use it?
He said, oh, yeah, because I think Fabian said, oh, can Obi use this thing? And Sharif said, yeah, as long as he doesn't use my massage chair. But then he laughed. So I'm honestly, it's a gray area, Obi. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. So, yeah.
It's a gray area. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so, I mean, hey. I don't know.
It may or may not be on. You guys just won't know. Who knows? Dude, this thing's got a heater. This thing's got upper, middle, lower thighs. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. I did not expect this when
the shorts.
Oh boy, here we go.
Printing.
The shorts are kind of going.
My guy, I love it when he does that. He's a pull up. But yeah, let's go. Good times, regardless of your status on the day. Let's see if we can continue this breakdown, Obi. How's your Apple doing? It's still hovering just a little bit.
Yeah, it's still holding. Again, I'm holding on to a breadcrumb. I got short a little bit of Amazon here. So
okay, at the highs. I like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching that. Let's see if it continues, right? Nothing too crazy just yet, but let's see. Throwing on not even, I guess maybe like one risk unit, maybe.
Okay.
So let's go. Let's go with that. Nothing too crazy. I'm not really too hot about this. The market's pretty strong here. Yeah. I'm watching Tesla. Tesla's the one that I'm really watching here. Tesla's continuing to go. We got to a high of 327.80s here. So again, Tesla. Pulling up into yesterday's levels, we saw that aggressive push on that intraday news there on Tesla yesterday, and then we sold off a lot of it there. So yeah, Amazon, this is all I'm looking at right here. We broke prior days and then prior days high, and then we're coming right back in. I'm just looking at, like, we've had kind of supply coming in for multiple days here. Yesterday was consolidation, but again, the gap down kind of following through there. But yeah, if we're gonna kind of pull up back into these levels, I do want to be involved to get a little bit of a feel for the situation there. But yeah, no, Tesla, let's pull up that one. Tesla right here. So you can see the high, prior day high coming in at 332.56, current day high 327.82s here. But strong trend. Again, whatever you're using to define a trend here, whether it's bars, whether it's a moving average that you want to throw on, or whether it's above VWAP, or whether it's structures being like, okay, are we holding higher highs, higher lows, whatever it may be, you can see that it is holding structure on multiple kind of ways to measure a trend. And we're pulling up into yesterday's consolidation. So let's see if we can break the high. This was aggressive. You can see that the selling came in pretty strong. I'm just looking to see what we do in and around those levels. But that continuation off of that news has been pretty nice. You had to have it right early, and then the pullbacks were nice as well. It's giving you about a $3 push there. If you got 327s, 320, almost near 328s there on that Tesla push, looking like it's going to probably continue here if it continues to hold. But you can see that volume stepping down as well. This is a 3-minute chart. That strongest volume coming in with that initial candle, and then stepping down a little bit off of that 327.80s. Market's pulling back here as well. We talked about that second 15-minute candle that is starting to print a little bit red. So let's see how much time is left on that one there. We've got about 1:20 seconds for that 15-minute candle to finish printing. Let's see if that continues. And this is a break of trend. We were holding the bid, and finally we got some selling coming in. Shout out to Joe for catching those highs right there.
Yeah, appreciate that. Just patience, right? Patience, but it isn't working out, so we don't want to celebrate too early or anything along those lines. I'm also looking to add into this position to try to make it a little bit more aggressive and larger, so we can really start to take a chunk out of some of these losses. But the one issue that I got going on right now, and I think that's going to be NVDA, the King of Kings, looking like it wants to break this trend line. If we sit on the top side of this, you see this V-shaped pattern. I mentioned it to you guys before. before on multiple time frames. If it decides to break and sit on top of this, not going to be a good time. We're going to be, again, I'm not going to use that reference too many times because now it's just stuck in my head. But yeah, if that's the case that happens, we got to be cautious and just be wary of whatever we got going on. All right, so move back towards SPY is relatively weaker too, which I like. The financials were weak, right? And the financials are the second largest sector holding in the SPY. So we'll pull up XLF here, guys, to see what we got going on. I'm pretty sure it was the weakest. When we did the top performing sectors, it was the weakest, but now has recovered drastically. But a big time gap down in the post market yesterday. And then you get the continuation to the downside throughout the intraday session. But then now we're starting to run in some of these pre-market highs and then bouncing off of those. So keep that in mind there, guys. But let's go Qs. Break through this key support level. What was once resistance is now acting as support. So there you go. So if we punch through that, then I think we're going to take that next step lower here. So ad opportunity starting to come into play, into fruition here. Be patient. If Amazon really does start to want to pull back, the same with the likes of NVDA and some of the other big names, then we'll be okay. But I know a lot of traders in the chat were talking about PLTR knocking on the door of 140. Beautiful stuff there. Taking it one out of Obi's playbook there. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's pull up the options chain to see if we have anything at 140. And that says, hey, Jose, we are not going that way today. But let's take a look here, guys, okay? So 140, we have approximately 15,000 open contracts. 136, you're underwater if you're short those there, guys. But yeah, that's going to be the highest level of OI there. So, I mean, is that a max pain level? 142, maybe, possibly. I think so on the weekly expiration cycle. But you can see a little bit of a congestion zone through some of these 130 strikes here, guys. So yeah, let's see what's going on with Palantir. But it's definitely one of the strongest underlyings in a long time. So I kind of compared it to one of the rallies that NVDA has been on the past couple of years, right? When NVDA was going through that exponential growth cycle. Palantir is kind of giving me that vibes. I'm not going to compare the two totally different sectors, but yeah, I like it. So yeah, that's what we got going on.
Yeah, I'm watching this Amazon, man. This consolidation, we're kind of holding here. Again, we talk about that opening range high here on the Nasdaq. We're coming into that level right now, so I'm just watching to see if there's any sort of interaction there. If there is, we're going to see it. If there isn't, then we're probably going to, well, regardless of whatever it is, we'll see if that comes in with the bounce. Does that resistance turn into support is what I'm looking for in this area, and the short was definitely quite nice as it is coming in. Spider, that break of trend on the SPY is coming in quite nicely as well. I'm looking at it on here on the 3-minute. You can see that once that buying kind of starts to slow down, we're getting that pull back in. This line, I don't think it means anything here on the 3-minute. I think it's a higher time frame. Sometimes the lines can get a little skewed when I draw them on the higher time frames and then go back down to the lower time frame. So I'm just going to ignore that. But yeah, nice little break of trend. We talked about that bid coming in all the way from 10:30. What a beautiful reversion, 10:30 coming in for about 2 hours, and then finally breaking back down there on the SPY. So let's see how far we can reach. VWAP coming in at 599.15 there on the Spider. So if we're going to consolidate a little bit there, maybe a reversion to the mean might be on the table there. Let's see if that Spider crawls all the way back down there. Let's take a look at some of those volume leaders and see what some of them are doing with the market taking a little bit of a pullback. That should be an interesting comparison to make and see if they're following along well or not. So let's see. I don't know if you've already taken a look at some of these, but USEG. We know that if Sharif was here, he would definitely be aware of this one at the very least, if not trading it. But yeah, I'm doing significant volume. Look at that, over 95 million shares traded on the day with a market cap of about 75, just shy of 75 million there. NVIDIA obviously coming in. Wow, almost 100%. Not really there yet. Almost 100% reversion coming in on NVIDIA. High a day is at 143.58. And oh boy, yesterday we saw a held offer. A textbook example of a held offer. And yeah, 145s there coming in. And that held offer didn't really step off. right? That seller was still there, and we kind of saw them stepping off going into the close. And Sean was explaining to us how some people have that the order that kind of gets pulled after the market close, and we saw that happening real time at that 145. That was beautiful, and we stepped down off of a held offer. Interesting. And then selling coming in off of the open as well. That was, again, we talked about how that might have been a thing on some people's docket in terms of a morning plan. But, the reversion has been quite nice as well as we reverted all the way back on these futures. So beautiful price action that we're getting. Lucid, Tesla's still continuing. 327.82, so still holding that high from before, still consolidating. So let's see, it did kind of step up quite nicely. That volume has fallen off quite well, but if it's going to grind up on lower volume, I might like that a little bit more as well. I don't know, we'll see what it does. BBAI, first kind of selling coming in here, day high. Oh boy, we didn't even get to prior days there, so maybe we're making lower highs, it would seem. Yeah, exactly. So a little bit of a lower high step down here on BBAI. We saw that this one was a little bit of a runner a few days ago. Let's see what it's been doing. I want to go to a higher time frame. This is the hourly. So we did have some strong pops here earlier on in the month, or at the end of May and then the beginning of June, but we've been stepping down there a little bit on that one. Interesting to see that it's still on the top volume leader list, though. That's very interesting. So a lot of participation happening there, I guess, on that one. Palantir, oh boy, this one's coming in for a breakout, man. Look at that on the hourly. Even though the market's taken a nice pullback, Palantir still is consolidating in its upper quartile. We keep on talking about this, and we're seeing this unfold right now. So the question becomes, what's the probability of a continuation through that break if that volume comes in? If this market takes another step up and holds that prior resistance as support, and maybe the bid comes back in and we break those highs, will Palantir, this build-up, this wind-up, will it explode into that 140? I have no idea. That's the question that I'm asking. This is quite some strength. If the market takes a strong pullback, sure, I don't know. Palantir usually, I think it has an ATR, I think it's not an ATR, it has a beta of around, I think it was 2 something. Don't quote me on that one. I'm just going to check to make sure here what it was. But I know it's in the multiples for sure. 2.6 the last time I checked. Let's take a look on PLTR. Right now, the beta is 2.63. There we go. So not that much of a big difference from the last time I saw it. So Palantir, yeah. So that aggressive strength was there. 139.24. Today's highs. So we actually broke yesterday's highs by 4 pennies, and we pulled back in. Yeah. Like you said before, sometimes it can be a game of pennies, but you got to make sense of it.
Yeah, bang. There we go. We'll give you that bang there. We're starting to pull back here in the market. The big names are looking strong once again. Amazon just heading right back towards that high a day. So this is just full-on buy program right now. NVDA is just chopping around. Palantir heading back towards the top of the range. Tesla grinding higher here, guys. I think Amazon and the Qs are most definitely highly correlated today. We need Amazon to start selling, otherwise this short might not really work out too well. Albeit
my stop is very soon. I'm seeing that. I started the short on Amazon because I liked it, but again, I wasn't even. I said I'm going to give it 1 risk unit because I'm just not too crazy about it, and we'll let that happen. And I'm not even giving too much of that either. But we'll let that work. I like the long. I'm in a little bit of that Apple still, maybe looking for ads if we can show some structure and some continuation here. We are getting a little bit of a bounce, but guess what?
What?
We just talked about Palantir. I want to keep my eyes on Palantir right now.
Yeah,
I'm going to put that on the board here. We'll let Amazon deal with itself. That stop should be coming in relatively soon. I got to check that here. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. As of right now, okay, I see where that is. Yeah, that should be coming in soon enough. Let's see, let's pull up Palantir here and take a look at what that is up to. So Apple, we're watching that. Let's take off Amazon off the list there and go to Palantir. Boom, 139s. Let's see if there's any size coming in at that 140 mark here. I don't really see anything just yet, but let's see if that continues. Oh boy, there's that spike on the SPY. What's happening there? That's some aggressive strength coming in. So I'm just looking at here at the 3-minute, boom. So that bid coming in, I guess, holding that 600 level. Let's see if we can continue to make lower highs. I know that, again, this is a little bit of a break of that trend. Again, using a moving average or whatever you want, like a trend line, right? You can just see that that was that break. And we saw Joe kind of put that in place and get into his TQ short. And that gave him a nice move there. You got from 74.9s all the way down to 430s, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to know right away what the ATR on the TQs is and like what percentage of the ATR that move really was, right? So it's like, okay, well, you got an ATR above, I guess, like, what is this? It's like three something here, I think, and yeah, it gave you a decent chunk of that.
Yeah, it gave me a nice move here. And then, guys, what you can see is that was once resistance just came in and acted as support and just bounced off that level almost to a T. So yeah, we got to be patient in this one. Tesla's really strong here, guys. So yeah, it's looking really good. I do like that we are rejecting this kind of this support level right here. So if we can get a flush back down, but if these guys want to continue to climb, then we're not sitting in a good position right now. So yeah, we'll be cautious. We'll wait for it. Hopefully, see, that's the thing, right? If they really start to pull back, then I think we'll be okay. But if the big names decide that they're going to be on a different agenda, like there we go, we get another big pop right there. So yeah, shorting. Yeah, I don't know, not too good of an idea, I guess, right now, Obi, because Tesla's climbing higher, Amazon's going, and it looks like NVDA wants to break out as well too. So yeah, we might have to mark down a small L on that one. Don't want to hold on to this for too much longer, but I also don't want to just chop myself up as well too. So gonna be patient, gonna just wait for this to play out. Either it's gonna work or it's not. All right, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But if Tesla really wants to continue this, then it's not going to be a pretty picture there. NVDA sitting on the backside of this trend. We now want it to we want NVDA to break below this support level, but this is a bullish pattern, right? Like we can go back to the likes of some higher time frames and see where it's displayed. I know it's on Google. Google. Yeah, we see it here on Google, right? Identical pattern, and then we're going to see the exact same thing on Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's really, really strong. And then you see the exact same pattern here on Tesla. So yeah, okay, I'm going to have to hop out of this trade here momentarily. That's probably going to be it for the day. Not going to try too many things, especially if I'm on the wrong side of things, trying to short this market and it just wants to continue to climb higher, Obi.
Yeah, I'm watching this Palantir push, that 40 break potentially coming in here. So I want to give it a little bit of a try as it has been holding, structure. The market's taking that bid back up. This is what I talked about, a potential scenario, an iteration of a price action that can potentially happen where the prior morning range high comes in, resistance turns into support, we take a bid, and then Palantir catches that bid, and that wind up of price action finally gets a little bit of an explosive push. Let's see if there's continuation. That's what I'm asking there. We have been holding quite nice. Again, 140 potentially on the horizon as well, so maybe want to participate in a little bit of that, and I will do a little bit of participation there with that. So coming into those prior day highs, if the Nasdaq and the SPY continue to push and they break current day highs, then I think, again, this Palantir push can have a little bit more oomph. We just talked about it following a little bit of the market. We said that it had a beta of 2.6. How does that affect this breakout? You can kind of figure that out if you want to put weighting on that or not, or how do you really want to weigh that in. But nice little consolidation. Breakout, holding consolidations above day high, and we're taking that leg, looking for a potential leg with market strength on that Palantir push. So let's see if that can come in there on Palantir. That's what I'm looking at. Again, Alphabet did take a little bit of a pullback. That's coming in. I think I probably got stopped out of the Amazon. Yeah, I got stopped out of the Amazon there. I wasn't really watching. I was like, yeah, okay, it's coming in. So I gave it a little bit of a shot. Let's see if this Palantir push can come in as well into that 140. So that 140 doesn't really show me too much size just yet. So we're going to be patient. Let me pull that up for you here on the book and take a look as well on the push. Yeah, you see that, right?
This thing, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's just like, honestly, just go long this name.
Yeah, look at the higher time.
And
what a breakout.
Just day after day.
There's no way.
Where?
That wick.
This one?
That crazy wick.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, It could be, very much so. Yeah, again, this name is just...
What was that? That's a daily?
No, it's a 5-er. It's a 5-minute there, brother. Yeah, Palantir. Knocking on the door of all-time highs once again there. What a stock, man. This thing is the bee's knees, that's for sure. Yeah. Palantir. This guy, he did that on purpose. He said what stock. He said what stock on purpose. And we both fell for it. We're like, yeah, Palantir, man, Palantir. But yeah, let's go. Yeah, breakdown. As of right now, we failed to construct a new high. I like that. That's a positive sign for me. NVDA, if it decides it wants to do something, either go higher or break down, hopefully that supply zone through these specific levels comes into play. But I don't like it from this pattern standpoint because it is slightly bullish. So, excuse me, we filled half that gap. We do have supply zones as well, too, through the 140, so we'll keep that in mind. But come on, break down, big boys. Never mind what Tesla's doing. Tesla's on its own war path.
It's doing its own thing, bro.
Yeah, it's doing its own thing, so disregard Tesla. What's our guy at Amazon? It's still hovering around those highs. Just a complete buy program. It's funny, I was thinking about buying some more the other day, and I'm like, no, just be patient. Sure enough, it does a massive rip up today. Let's take a look at Amazon from a daily standpoint. Trend still 100% intact. It hasn't even been damaged or hindered whatsoever. So big time trend coming up here on AMZN. Yeah, I mean, in the long term, you want to go long these names. Intraday standpoint, we can short these. You don't want to be holding. I don't know if anybody, it would be a good idea to hold shorts. I've never personally done that too many times. I'll buy puts instead. But especially when the market's doing what it's doing right now, you don't want to be short like your boy is, Obi.
Yeah, I'm just watching this Palantir really start to come in. This 140 coming in. There you go, 300 lots stepping in front. There's 139.95s holding with about 3,000 there. So, okay, forget about the chart. Let's take a look at the book here and see what that size is coming in at. Let me throw that filter on for you guys as well. There it is, spoofy right there. 3,000 lots, or is that 1,000 something? I don't know. It seems like a couple thousand. Let's see if we can come into that 40 mark. Here it comes. Let's see if we can push into the break here with that size sitting there. Let's see if that seller can get taken out. I don't know. Listen, you know what? This is what I was talking about before. If I had the buying power, which I don't, that 140 is looking pretty juicy.
You would take the 140 break?
I mean, I like that.
Okay.
Let's see if it follows through. I don't know if it's going to follow through. That's the thing. I don't know if it's going to follow through. But it's holding up. It's been building up. The market's strong. We're holding that 21.8. Let's see if we can push through that 140 in any sort of meaningful way. A little bit of a breakout intraday happening at 1 o'clock. Oh, boy. And let's see if that size is anything meaningful here on Palantir. What are you looking at there?
Yes, I'm still sitting in this trade. I'm just watching NVDA just in case it does. So I want to keep my eye on this because I don't think that the Amazon and Google are going to squeeze too much more. I could be wrong, but I think this is going to be a massive inflection point here for my Qs short. Is that what is NVDA going to do right here? So this is why I'm just super focused on what's going on with this specific underlying right now, because if it wants to continue and break through some of these resistance zones and you see the volume start to step in, then it's like, okay, you really, really got to get out of this trade because the market can continue to squeeze. Tesla is slightly pulling back too. A couple positive signs. I mean, we didn't establish a new high on that one, a lower high on the Qs, but I think a lot of this is going to revolve around what NVDA is going to, because you see that Tesla has been moving to the top side, and we haven't really been participating in that move, the Qs that is. We're more or less following what Amazon, Google, and NVDA are up to. So that's why I'm really, really focusing on that. I'm not too sure if is that a call for Adara there, or I didn't, no, not yet. I thought I heard her say. Tesla, gradual lower highs on the 15-minute if you go back a few days. Yeah, exactly. And I suspected that as well too, Adair. So thank you for pointing that out. We'll pull up the 15-minute and it's just zoom. Yeah, exactly. So, and I see what she's getting at here. Just over the past couple of sessions, you can see those consistent higher lows. I think that's what she was referring to there. So yeah, continuous nice move there. And that trend line is fully intact there, Obi. Look at it bounce off of it today. Yesterday, look how many touches we have from I don't know when the rift was. Yeah, so let's figure it out here. Maybe somewhere along these neck of the woods. So yeah, but a big time recovery in this name, and it's still holding up these trend lines relatively strong. Amazon's about to put in a new high a day, so very, very interesting stuff today on the session, guys. Adara, what do you got for us?
Referring to on Tesla, I realize this is an extremely messy chart. I apologize. If you go back to Wednesday, May 28th, and the 15, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We just maybe broke out of this now, but yeah, that's kind of more what I was referring to. Sorry to interrupt. Back to you.
Wow.
For pointing that out.
That is a beautiful Tesla chart.
And I was
it reminds me of my own.
I pointed out the higher lows as well too, which were very interesting. Last 2 days in Tesla on daily time frame, bull flag. Yeah, we can take a look. I mean, that's what we were just talking about. Nice position on the TQs. I wouldn't say that just yet, diggity, right? We don't have the target that we're looking at. You can see that we're continuously bouncing off some key that were prior resistance, now acting as support. So the one thing that I do have going for me is I believe that the fail to construct a new high of the day. All right, so that's one thing that I'm going to be riding. Hopefully this wave. But the thing is, if Amazon, and I'll go over it one more time. Sorry if I sound like a broken record, but it's really important to follow what the MAG are up to because they carry so much weight in the index.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, we always look at what the weighting of some of those names are, and the top ones definitely kind of, have a little bit of an indication, kind of gives you, sometimes it's curious. Sometimes, you'll be like, oh, it's because of Apple that the market is being pulled in, and I've talked to traders who are like, oh, well, no, it's because of the Nasdaq that the stocks are fading because the Nasdaq are selling. You know what? I don't really know what the right answer is, nor probably do I really care. But I think what it's showing us here is that the market is slowing down. Some of these stocks are slowing down. Some of these stocks are doing their own thing and kind of building on their own story that the price action has been telling on the day. So that's kind of a little bit more of what I want to focus on here on the day. Palantir looks nice for now. Let's see if that 140 can potentially come in. Current day high coming in at 139.99. So, oh boy, that's a little interesting there. A little bit of a level hold. So didn't quite even print that 140. We knocked on the door of that 140, and then taking a consolidation within that upper quarter, just underneath that 140 there right now. Let's see. I keep seeing a little bit of a bid that keeps on wiping into the ask there, but not really getting too far, only into the 80s and 90s. I'm just observing if that kind of bidding starts to step down as well. Let's see if that will come into fruition. 140 hold, I guess. If the trend breaks from here, I wouldn't be surprised either. So I'm just waiting and watching, looking for a potential push. Not really in anything significant. Waiting for that 140 to we can really start to get involved if Palantir continues through that breakout.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, go. All right, trader, we're doing it there. We're doing it, Obi. I added again here, so I'm getting really aggressive. Again, just based off of this failed high. Thank you, Diggity Jacobs, for those kind words as well, too. So this dip getting bought up with war breaking out is making me highly suspect. Yeah, I mean, let's go. I think this is going to be really, really key inflection point right now on the TQs. If it breaks through this support level, then maybe we're going to get to that next level, and that's going to be 74.20, and I will start to take some off here on this trade. So bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Added to this position. This is exactly what I needed to see here, Obi. The momentum is starting to pick up. Failed break on NVDA. This is what I was referring to earlier, guys. I really, I didn't need that. This is what a lot of the trade plan was based off of what NVDA was going to do. It breaks to the top side. Adios, muchachos. We're out of this one. It goes to the downside, breaks through some of these key support levels. We're alive and well. So a nice little look there on the TQs and another ad. But mind you guys, because of how much risk I have, they're not the most aggressive, right? I have to start really small. Once the thesis really starts to pan out, then that's when we can add into these positions. But with NVDA starting to break down, Google heading towards the lows, Amazon heading back towards some of those key support levels as well too, Obi. Let's see if the Qs can break through the support level, but there's going to be a lot that's correlated with that. Let's pull up the Qs right now. From what I'm seeing is this is going to be a big time, so this is our 5-minute opening drive, and then sure enough, you get some whipsaw moves up and along these neck of the woods. If this breaks, then I would look for some more continuation to the downside. This is going to be really, really a massive part. If we don't see the participation from the big names start to step in, then maybe it could just be a potential fake move to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for. Support levels to break, head towards VWAP. Game plan said.
Let's go.
Exactly.
140 is still holding there. So I'm watching that. Nice little hold on Apple as well. So we hold above a little bit on that 197. Even the market's pulling back pretty decently, I would say, and poised for a little bit lower as well. But let's see if that actually comes in. Like Joe said, we are kind of still holding that opening range high as a little bit of support there, both on the Nasdaq and the ES. So let's see what that comes in as. But it is starting to look a little bit weaker. It does seem like sellers are starting to meet with that buying and starting to consolidate. But here's the thing about consolidations. If they start to happen, like we see, like at a higher place, say like you're like, okay, things are trending higher and higher, and there's a place where there's a consolidation that happens, you can kind of consider that as a little bit of price acceptance, depending on how much how that consolidation really takes place, right? And it's like, okay, well, you can see that continuation happen after that, or not, depending on how that might take place. But as of right now, I think we have some news with Adura.
Let's go.
Just letting you guys know, we might have some more geopolitical updates. Looks like Iran will be, or Iran, according to Iran's press TV, a televised statement by its supreme leader Khamenei is set to air shortly. Apparently, Iran also announced here that they're not participating in nuclear negotiations with the U.S. that were scheduled for Sunday. Trump earlier had said he wasn't sure if they were going to be there. They've confirmed they will not. Back to you.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Nice ads there is right. Thank you, Skull Gore. Thank you, everyone. Tesla profits now. City Boy 305, my guy, printing up a massive storm. 4-figure day for my brother, City Boy over there in FLA. Let's go. Continue this breakdown. Volume stepping into the downside. I took a little bit off here, guys, at that specific target. I told you we want to wait for that support to break, lower end of the range. Let's see if this momentum can be sustained to the downside. And I do believe we can get that move towards the volume weighted average price. I mentioned just by starting really small, adding into these winners, and just waiting for pristine opportunities to add more into this position as much as I possibly can. So I want to make this position and let it ride. So I'm taking small bits off. There we go. Another move to the downside. We like that, Obi. A good look there. What is Amazon doing? It is breaking those support levels as well, too. Let's go. Some more breathing room. Yes, let's go. I think we're going to get this move towards to VWAP. By no means is this trade going to put me green on the day, but what we can do is take a big chunk out of some of our losses, and I think that's going to be the objective for this one, because I just can't get aggressive enough in order to offset some of the losses. So right now it's just a chiseling away. I mentioned you guys just chiseling away. I chisel, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here. Bang, bang, and there. Let's go. Hit the sirens. Let's go, Obi. Who else? Skull, I know you're in this one. Skull, I know you're in this trade, my brother. Let's go. Big Spile, I know you're short XLF as well, too. Yes, big time move. Adding to winners. Failed to construct a new high. Just slowly taking some off. And I'm just glad to be participating on this trend.
The trend is definitely broken, and I'm kind of looking at that Apple as well. The Palantir pulling back in, yes, but still kind of within that upper range. Let's see. Like I said, I was a little bit of light on there. Let's see if that can come in and give us some more areas where it shows us that it might be holding. That initial push into 140, obviously not coming in right away, so that's kind of not right there. So let's see if that hold comes in. Here we did kind of break back down in through some of those opening range highs here on both the Nasdaq and the ES. But let's see, how much time is left for this 15-minute candle to close? I like to just use that as a little bit of a measuring device. It's about 1 minute and 40 seconds here. So coming into certain candle closes, I feel like the volatility of the price action can kind of get a little bit shaky there. I like to observe how certain candles like to close. Just to give a little bit of indication, right? Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes as of right now. We're currently a little bit of a wick off of those prior day highs there. Oh boy, Apple coming back up into VWAP on that little bit of a bid. So when the buying coming in on the market, look at that aggressive bid coming back in, taking Apple back to the top of its consolidation. underneath VWAP. Let's see if that can come in. Palantir holding that 139-ish, 130 level, 139, 130s and 139.40s levels as of right now. Let's see if it can hold the half and then print a little bit higher. If it gets anywhere lower, then again, I will be more than willing to be wrong on this and let the trade kind of carry itself out. But the market's pulling back in. I'm definitely, I guess, fighting the trend a little bit with the short, but you can see that Palantir is still kind of technically trending up. So.
Yeah. Okay, so you're long PLTR as well too there, Obi? Nice. Yeah, I mean, so one thing we noticed a bounce right there in the Qs. NVDA tapped onto it and just bounced right in. So it tapped to VWAP and then just decided like, all right, let's take another move higher here. So I'm going to be cautious. Again, this 1 minute print can be slightly alarming. You can see that we have a fairly large volume print and a candle potential isolated, or not isolated, but a hammer type candle. It's not the cleanest. You would like to see a little bit more buying or selling pressure step in there. But yeah, I mean, that's a positive, not a positive sign for me. But let's see if we can break through VWAP on NVDA, and then I think we'll have ourselves a little bit more of a buffer. I only have about a little bit less than half of what of my full position, but mind you, because I'm averaging in, right? It's FIFO, first in, first out. So I'm first in here, but as I start to take some in, my average also starts to decrease as well too. So you'll see as I continuously partial, eventually when I only have X amount of shares left, my average will be right around here. So it's right at 45s, which, why? Why? Come on, why does it work like that? Okay, so I guess I am right around where this is with not much size left from these starter positions there. So, and just to kind of hone in on just being able to make this a little bit better. Now, if I add just up here or closer up here, then I'm sitting in a significantly better position right now. But let's go. We're getting that breakdown. Yeah, just chipping away here, guys. Love seeing this. Give me a new low, and then we'll trim a little bit more. And yeah, let's go. Oh, wow, Obi, big time dump right there. Yeah, there it goes. Amazon's starting to follow as well too, Obi. I hope you're cleaning up over there and smashing it. So yeah, we're just slowly chipping away. Yes. This is exactly what we're waiting for. This one's working out for us. Trend reverse, throwing out some lean. Yeah, did I say something there about the pro meth? I don't think I did. But if maybe it was an accident, I'm not too sure. But Joseph, day trader cut, yeah, thanks. I wouldn't say printing, to be honest with you. It's just loss mitigation right now at this point. No FTX. So I mean, you got that. Finally, someone got that one there. All right, I'm glad I got a chuckle out of. Yes.
Given who his roommate is, SPF, that is way too loaded of a comment.
I said no. Hey, I'm glad someone caught up on that one there. So yeah, Sharif's got the T-shirt and everything along those lines. But I've seen him
with the T-shirt. I was
he's got the T-shirt. Oh, I was about to sing a song that would probably be a little bit inappropriate, but
oh boy,
yeah, it is. It's with his name's Kurt Cobain's and Tory Lanez. Yeah, it's a good one.
I should know.
It's called like T-shirt and something else. I don't know. Okay. I just don't even really feel like saying it on here. Okay. But did it break the megaphone down and bouncing 200 VMA on 1 minute? What's that, brother?
Look at that Oracle breakdown. Oh boy.
No way. Is it coming in?
I see that on your chart. Yeah, look at that.
Let's see it. Oh, you see it on my chart?
Yeah, I was just looking over there.
Wait, I don't even have Oracle up here.
No, I saw up there on the top, right there.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Your top screen, bro.
Hello. Yeah. I rarely look at this one. I don't even know why I have it, to be honest with you. I'm more over here. But Cristobal, you know that song. That's a good one there. It's one of my favorite R&B tracks. We're getting a big time bounce here in the market. Just like, so DJ, I don't know if you're still in the chat. I'll tag you. Yeah, DJ, you're still in the chat. I think it's just really important to note. Just again, you said to me you got wicked out multiple times. You've seen me get wicked out multiple times today as well too and miss the move. You just have to document and just like realize, hey, what is going on here? there's obviously things that are out of your control, like whipsaw moves that we experienced today, but a lot of it we do have some control over just when we get in. And I think patience is really, really key. When you're seeing strong stocks like Amazon continuously climb higher, I mean, take the stabs, but just be prepared to get out when you take those stabs because the squeeze can continue. But eventually, if we go parabolic, like look at Amazon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like 20 candles, and you have like 1 or 2 red candles that are just little breaths before it takes an additional move higher. So when you're trying to fight these squeeze stocks, take the stab, but just get out immediately and wait for momentum to really cool off. And I think that can be displayed in price action, Obi.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point there. Yeah. Price action is king. That's usually what we say, I guess, around here sometimes. But price action is king. I definitely believe in that very strongly.
Absolutely.
And yeah, sometimes again, you just have to take a look at what the market is telling you. That's kind of what that kind of boils down to. What is the market telling you? Are you listening? Are you making effective kind of decisions in and around that? And are you following your plan? That's at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Wow, Oracle with a little bit of a bid. I kind of called it out, and it's like, okay, well, nope, we're gonna head back in the other direction as of right now. Oh boy. So yeah, I know Palantir coming in to some of its prior kind of structures here. Let's see if we can hold a little bit. If not, that's okay as well. Apple coming in, holding that 197. We talked about the consolidation, so we did break down on that market kind of flush coming in. Oh boy. We have 9 minutes left for this 15-minute, and we're ripping right back up into that 21,800 as of right now. Oh boy. So I guess bouncing off of some of those prior levels, maybe candle closes, whatever you want, but the area 750
Tesla.
Hold, and that wick coming right back in. Talk about some of these aggressive buyback, like not buybacks, but like these dips that are getting bought right back up.
Yeah, I mean
this market, and it's just like sometimes when that comes in, man, I'm just learning. Sometimes I'm learning the hard way. Like you just gotta respect that when it comes in, and it's like just make sure you're just managing your risk while you do that, right? That's my biggest thing.
Number one, man.
I saw yesterday. I spent way too much on that Oracle short. And that didn't really. Whoa, something's coming.
Oh,
in.
whoa, yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah,
price action is king.
I gotta hop out here.
I don't know what's happening, but
even.
there's follow through.
Yeah, a big time spike right there, and I think it's being led by the likes of Tesla, right? I just want to take a look at NVDA from a daily standpoint here, guys. But Tesla, big time pop. So I'm glad to just take that a little bit. It gives me some more breathing room, and that's kind of exactly what I was looking for on that one here. But yeah, NVDA 5-minute, nice hammer candle right at VWAP there, guys. And then we can take a look at Tesla as well too, as it takes another big time pop. Oh, that's the thing. I was long here, and then sure enough, I just didn't hold it. That news is really positive. So you can say see you later to Tesla. I think come Monday, this thing is going to continue with this strength, especially with now that him and Elon and Donald are now buddy again, and Donald's like, hey, we're going to ease some of these restrictions on full autonomy. And boom, look at that stock, AC Slater to that one, continues to climb higher and higher. And I don't think at any point we're going to see any form of a drastic pullback there on Tesla. Man, I'm hungry, man. I'm
chilly out here. This is funny.
You don't got the heater on?
No, I don't have the heater. He also has a heater in the massage chair. How crazy is that?
You don't have it on?
No, I don't.
Why?
I should probably turn it on. He said don't use that.
Oh, did he say yeah?
No, the remote's attached to the chair, guys. Like look, it's right here. Boom. Remote control. I heard that conversation yesterday.
About the remote?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's always dropping it and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. There's it's kind of Shreve has been here for a while. He knows what's up, man. Like massage chair, I think,
and heater. Like it gets cold on this side. I sit in that corner right now. And there are 2 or actually 3 vents up there.
Yeah.
And oh boy, does it get a little bit of a chill that comes in. So
and in the winter,
the heater is definitely well needed.
And in the winter, I'm miserable enough, right? Just due to the cold and the darkness, and then it's just like a constant breeze on the old back of the head there. So yeah, it's that one's a little frustrating, but yeah, Tesla was most definitely the long. This is what impatience gets you. So here we go. This is what being impatient gets you right there, and also on this one. So being hesitant and being impatient will only lead you to things like this, and then you get frustrated, right? So it's unfortunate in some big time moves. We'll have to just take advantage of that little move that we got there on the TQs. Another whipsaw. And yesterday we've seen a lot of, yeah, exactly. We've seen a lot of whipsaw moves yesterday in the market, and it's being displayed again here today, guys. So just be cautious and try to enjoy what's being presented in front of you. So how's the MP materials? How's my MP materials doing? What's that?
You had a position in MP?
No.
Okay, true.
I have no idea. I don't know if you're asking me to take a look at MP. Is that an actual ticker? Do you know MP?
Yep.
MP materials, how's it doing?
It's like, I think it's one of the rare earth plays.
Yeah, okay, there you go, rare earth there. So yeah, I mean, a nice play right there. Yeah, good look, especially at the end of a couple days ago, yesterday's session there, guys. Boop. See you later. 26 all the way to a high of a round. What happened there? What is going on? Okay, we lost all the data on that one. Very interesting. So that story ended relatively quick. Yeah, Tesla is the name of the game today. Dragging the market up, sorry, I should say. So really, really good look there. Did you take anything out of Amazon there, Obi, or?
I covered the Amazon.
Oh, you covered the Amazon? Oh, bang.
Yeah.
Fire.
I already had, I put a stop in and I looked away. I didn't really.
Okay, that's good.
Like
No,
I wasn't too convicted on that short.
Rightfully so.
I put on the one risk unit and I left it alone. I did like it for a moment, and then I was like, all right, well, it dropped and then it stalled. I was like, all right, cool. Let's see where that kind of leads to. Even though the market's kind of pulling in, there are some stocks that are very, very strong. Tesla being one of them. Palantir, yeah, still kind of holding a little bit there. Dropped down to 139s, holding a little bit as of right now on top of that. So continuing to watch that one there as it potentially continues to hold trend, right? Let me know in the chat what you guys are trading. Here we go. We got a super chat by Jason Smalley. Thank you for the super chat there. What is the brand of chair? I'm looking for one myself. Yes, great job every day with analysis. Thank you very much for that super chat. I don't know what brand these
No, but I think they just want. I think he's talking about the massage thing.
The massage thing? Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's an obis.
Yeah, it's an obis. Obis form. Ooh.
Obi is
that's it. Those are obis form. What is that?
Obi form.
Yeah, Obi form. Yeah,
right now it's like it's doing the Obi form right now.
Yeah, he's doing the Obi form. Sharif might have started a dangerous trend. I mean, come wintertime, that's
dude.
gonna.
I'm telling you that.
Katina and Neil are gonna have them as well too.
I gotta get me one of these because I bet the heater is probably doing wonders.
Yeah, doing wonders. I mean, your t-shirt and shorts today.
Yo, I know. Well, hey, what's going on, guys? We got the
the funds.
Okay.
The funds. Ooh, okay.
All right.
Let's go. What do you got?
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I don't know if I get the massage thing on the chair. Like I have something like that at home. Like you lay down on that bad boy.
Yeah.
And it does that. But I don't know if I need a massage while I'm sitting in the trading desk. I mean,
right.
you know,
I'm down.
The table here. Let's go around the table here. You getting the chair?
Now, bro.
You getting the chair, Katina man, or what?
Am I getting one? I don't know. It's Father's Day coming up.
You're the
okay.
No, but I never asked for one.
Okay, well, I got a question for you now. You just brought it up. What do you? Did you ask for anything? I should ask.
No.
I should say. You hadn't asked for
Hey, there you go.
Subliminally.
So I don't even.
Hopefully
I don't even have an
someone's watching
idea.
the show,
But
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm probably getting like a hat or something like that.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
never
something.
with the old hats.
I don't know. We don't really. I mean, we're crazy busy. We have a hockey game. It's all about my kids.
Let's go.
We have a hockey game and then baseball game on Father's Day, but that's enough for me. So I'm happy with all that. But
It's a good time for you though, no, Katina?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's great. I love. But yeah, I don't like the. I mean, I didn't like to talk before about how Obi's filling in for Sharif, and he wasn't sure if he could use Sharif's obis form. It's 100% he could use it.
You're in the chair.
I mean, if you're in the chair, you are in the chair.
Unless so it would have to be removed from the chair.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
It's heated, man.
It's heated.
Yeah. So what do you got going? You got the heat going on there?
I got the heat going on. I got the massage.
So what's it like?
Lower and middle. It's so nice.
Is it?
Dude, I was shivering. I'm chilling right now.
Oh, you know what? Now
I may
do want it because if
I may have to expense
like,
this.
if it heats you up, that's a different story.
exactly.
It heats you up,
Baby.
and you know that lower back right there.
You know, I'm
like,
starting to get some back pain right now. I think I should deal. I mean, maybe I need to.
You know what I mean?
Get the upper back. Look, I can. It does it all.
Benefits cover this thing or what?
Lower, upper,
they do.
up
But-
and down. What does that do? Oh boy, maybe
Assassino,
for after the
my
chat.
screen, please.
Side to side.
Katina Man screen. He's
There's the AMD short right here.
oh, AMD, let's go. Oh,
Off the stick, 118. Patience finally paid, man. We were short all the way. We got stopped out there. Then, boom goes the dynamite, and then we're also short right here as well. Patience pays one more time as we go to 75 on the TQs. But all right, the Brady Bunch time.
yeah, we're is that
Where's
all
the Brady
four?
Bunch?
That's all
The Brady Bunch.
Yeah,
The whole
four of
bring
us
us
back.
back,
Yeah,
bring
bring
us
us
back.
all four
Where
back.
we
the Foursquare. Where's the Foursquare at?
Square. And okay. No.
All right,
there's the
forget
four.
it.
Oh, come on.
We're back in a half hour.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay.
Back.
Okay.
We're back.
I don't think people probably want the midday show instead of us, man.
No, we want to. No, come on.
Oh, Joe, I know you didn't see the game last night, but Oilers 2-2.
I did.
Oh, you told me you're only drinking water these days, so I guess if you win the bet, man, 2 rounds of water on me, my guy.
No.
No.
Hold
No.
Yo, that better be some Perrier,
You guys made a bet based on
Yeah.
Lions and Brews.
Yes,
And
but then he just told me.
And after the bet, he switched to he's not drinking.
No,
I never said that. I never said that.
You'll get some brews, and all you have to do is
Want me to show you the note that it says?
Please,
No way.
Wow,
please
that's the
no.
best
Dude,
bet ever
You
for
did
you,
not
man.
say that.
No, listen, no.
So you get to get
no,
some
he's
Joe,
not-
he would
he's
never
not
lie.
lying.
Joe.
No, listen, he's not
That's
lying.
not smart,
I
Joe.
said
That's
the
not
funny
smart.
thing is though he messaged me asking if I wanted something
Please.
from Second Cup.
Yep.
I said no, I'm only drinking water these days. I was going to add, with the exception. Hold on. I
Beer is
wanted
not
to be
water.
professional. I was going to add only water and beer, but decided to only go with the one. I will not say no to a frosty cold one because I'm that guy. I got to remove this guy from the
Okay.
chat here.
All right.
But no, hold on, Katina, man. Game seven. What was our deal? Are we doing batty alleys as well too?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
If it goes to Game 7,
Okay.
then we're going to go on a pizza date and we're going to get Batty Alleys.
Batty alleys.
Is this what sport is this?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Man.
That's why I'm here. I'm here. I was just curious. It sounded interesting. I was like, going to the seventh. I was like, oh boy.
Wow.
I just want to make it clear. It could have been football. Yeah. Is it not the season? I don't know. Well, it's the season for price action, and that's what I know. 139's not really holding here on Palantir, so we gotta take a look at this one and see if that one can. I don't know. I'm looking for that trend to hold. Looking a little bit weaker than before, but we're catching a little bit of a bid here on this 15-minute candle as it begins to print. Yeah, the Nasdaq and the ES, nice little trend break. We came into VWAP on the Spider and the ES. So if you took that trend break into VWAP, absolutely beautiful, beautiful mean reversion. I did not participate, unfortunately, but that's okay. Sometimes you miss some trades. Sometimes you just focus on other ones that might be a little bit better for you. And that Tesla is looking quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some news.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some news, and we get that continuation off that news as well. Slap on an anchored VWAP to that
are
news.
these guys?
You can see that first pullback actually holds that pretty well, and then continues to stair step for more
We're
fresh
getting
highs
lit
there.
up
Coming
by
into some
spam.
prior highs. Got to keep an eye on some of those as well. But Apple holding quite strong underneath that VWAP there. So I don't know if that low a day is going to get taken out for the rest of the day. So I'm just going to be chilling in that one. If it gives me more reasons to kind of continue the trade, I would like to see that. But as of right now, with the market pulling back, I don't really see anything too crazy. Palantir, just taking a stab at Palantir. But let me know in the chat what you guys are trading. Do you guys have anything setting up for you? It's 1:30. Oh boy. Sometimes, you know what? It really depends. Sometimes it's like, okay, you know, some trades only show up in the morning, some trades only show up in the midday, but at the end of the day, it's like, what's the setup, right? When is the setup showing up? And sometimes the setup can show up regardless of what time of day it is as well. So
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
we see some of that sometimes.
Yeah, good stuff. We got a $5 super chat here from our guy, Big Spile. Sean, I used to show cows with some boys from Guelph, notorious for dodging paying on them bets. Number Jabroni. Hey man, no. If there's anything that I am a man who pays his debt. There's no question about that. When you put on a bet, we shake that hands. We're in it to the end. So that's how it's going.
Like the Lannisters.
Like when I don't want to be a Lannister. No, I don't want to be a Lannister. I mean, Tywin. That's the dad's name, right? I don't know. Yeah. It's Tywin or something along that. I know the little one and dad have similar names. They're really close, but yeah, Tywin Lannister. I mean, he always paid his debt. But as for the other Lannisters, I don't want any part of that. I'd rather be Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah,
that's the best.
Who would you want to be if you could be a family in the Game of Thrones?
Dude, I always say that I've used that pun multiple times before on the show, where it's like, call me Jon Snow because I know nothing.
Because you know nothing. So would you rather be a Stark, a Greyjoy, a Lannister?
Dude, I want to be the dragon.
Or a Targaryen. Well, you can be a Targaryen, right? You can be a Targaryen and ride the dragons.
Yeah.
So,
that would be cool.
Okay, so Targaryen it is. Yeah, I think I'd want to be.
I'm down for going with a mounted class, dragon riders. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, every house. Yeah, every house does get. They get mangled up, is what he said. So, yeah, I think I would probably go with the Targaryen house there on that one. I think I would want to be a Targaryen because you get to control the dragons and everything like that. So. Yeah, they were the kings. What would you guys want to be in the chat? Put it in there. We'll have a little fun.
The Night King.
The Night King? Who's that one?
The zombie guy.
Oh, the Night King. Oh, from what are those people called again?
Damn.
The
Night Walkers?
What are they called, man?
The chat's definitely gonna come.
Yeah. What are the what are the people beyond the walls? Are called there, the snow people.
The snow people.
What are they called, man?
I don't know.
We just gotta wait. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for the
oh boy.
The White Walkers. The White Walkers.
Okay,
Thank you. Yeah.
I think it was like Walker something. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the White Walkers.
Wait, you would want to be a White Walker?
No, it was a joke.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say because you're
being the zombie king is pretty.
He's
pretty
cool.
Awesome.
Obviously, you like how when they
be like,
take the dragon
out of the water.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. White Walker.
No,
the wildlings.
I was like, I saw that happen. I was like, there's no way. And then the dragon came out, and I was like, wow, horrible ending to the show. But we don't talk.
Yeah, it was really bad, wasn't it?
It was good. The build-up. You know, you're there for the story. You're there for the build-up. You know, it's the journey, not the destination. I didn't know what the.
That's a prime example there. But yeah, to get back into these markets, guys, I'm all out of this TQs trade. That worked out nice. I mean, we did eliminate some of the losses on the day. We didn't get that continuation. Bylan Wood, nice. I didn't know you were. Are you living in Nigeria? You're Nigerian. So that's very interesting. Thank you for that. People watching around all around the globe, it seems to be the case. But yeah, so this was our Qs. I mean, we started really small, guys. Once the thesis started to work out, then that's when we had the ability to add into these positions. Failed to construct a new high a day. You add a little bit more. We could have got slightly more aggressive on that one, but I wanted to average in, and then boom, 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 we get that move to the downside, and then eventually we get stopped out, break even. Obi, take it over, brother.
Traders, listen up. First month, free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. Oh boy.
Check the link. So yeah, what do you got going on? You're still in that Palantir?
I mean, I'm in that Palantir. I'm in a little bit of the Apple. The Apple's starting to consolidate a little bit. You know, might hit my timer for that one there to be like, all right, well, if we're not really doing anything, do I really want to hold this into the end of the day there? Or do I just want to let go of it? The market's looking a little bit weaker as it has kind of, as the bid that we were seeing for those couple of hours, it has definitely dissipated and sellers came in. a little bit. We took about, I guess, at least a 30% pullback back in through that morning range high and holding on top of that 21,750 right now on the Nasdaq. I'm still watching this Palantir, watching it to see if it continues to hold trend. As of right now, it's still doing everything that I kind of want to see there. Still holding trend, still holding prior structures, still holding trend lines. Tesla as well. Tesla, actually, that continuation off of the news was a solid trade. I just didn't participate. And that was a little bit of a miss there. But you can see how that volume comes into Tesla, the pullback sustains some interesting prices, and then we get to stair step all the way up from, I guess the first pullback came into 323s. Even if you took that reaction high break there, you can see that 325.80s was that area. We push up above it, we pull back and then hold that area, giving us that beautiful stair step for another break of that prior high. So a nice little stair step up, continuation off of that news catalyst. But you can see as of right now, a little bit of a break in trend coming in. So maybe a little bit of a reason to sell. Let's see where that is coming in with. Oh boy. Just take a look at prior day high, a little bit of a confluence there coming in. Prior day high 332.56 current day high 332.99. So we did kind of try to push that 333 level, but that selling coming in yesterday pretty aggressively on Tesla off of these areas. Let's see if there's a little bit of supply stuff that's still kind of sitting there. It's giving us that trend break for now. Let's see if there's continuation and follow through on the move. The market tailwind is definitely on the side of that if that does potentially come in.
Yeah, good look there, Obi. I don't know what I did here, but I wanted to pull up those. I have those 330 calls because someone else in the chat just mentioned it, and I don't know what's going on. It's not I don't know. I don't want to mess around with it too much right now, but for some reason, and I tried resetting something. I'll pull up another one here, or maybe I'll just go with a different style of chart. Maybe it's a new chart. Option available. Why? Like, what is that? What kind of nonsense is that there, guys? That's yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Hit it one more time there. Dang, yeah, big time, super. Why do you gotta embarrass us like this? Anyways, I mean, from this contract, guys, like, what's going on here? Hide drawings, high indicators, high position, hide all. We don't wanna hide anything here. Yeah, this is a little bit lackluster, but I wanted to look at a percentage gain from these contracts, guys, because that's where the value of these of trading options come in. If you happen to buy those 330s at the lows on Tesla today, and that news came out, then you're just laughing straight to the bank. So. Very interesting stuff. I got to figure out what I pressed there. Yeah, I did break it. Your mom's stock broker. I did. I wrapped up at like 9:30 a.m. Those one-man candles were insane. Tisha, what did you trade there? I'm curious on that one. Pay your trading view subs, Joe. No, it's not even in. This is a different platform. They just happen to use trading view charts on that one. So yeah. I don't know what's going on with there. I wish I could pull up. I don't even know if you can pull up certain contracts on TradingView. I don't use it that often, but yeah, really curious to see what happened there. So yeah, now we got something to sort out here. Not the most tech-savvy individual guy, as you guys can probably tell by the way I'm just clicking random stuff. But let's zoom in. I don't know why we're on the. Let's get to this 5-minute here. Where did the price go? That doesn't even make any sense. Indicators. Isn't price one? Because we want that. Price volume trend, no. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Candles, pull them up. No. Okay, so this is extremely lackluster. I apologize, but I just wanted to show you the power of what options are doing, what they can do, especially on just like when things are trading at 11 cents or 15 cents, and then you just get a massive move. And I mean, they were above water at some point, so 332. So you would collect intrinsic and extrinsic value. But I think with the move that we were seeing with today, Tesla trading at 312, you're owning the 330s on it from a daily standpoint. You just take that extrinsic value and then you go and enjoy your Friday. So yeah, it's unfortunate I couldn't pull that up for you guys. I apologize on that. I have to figure out what's going on with these charts. I don't know why it's not displaying price. That's very interesting. Yeah, what do you got going on, Obi? Are you still long Palantir? How's Palantir doing? still consolidating roughly. It did knock right into 140, now coming back to 138.80s. Oh, you hopped out of Palantir just now. Yeah,
I literally just got. So like you can see what I have up there. I'm just like, all right, that's
yeah,
full.
yeah. Good call.
I should probably get out because that is for me a little bit of a reason to sell.
Even though it's not a trade W, just moral victory, just following the plans there. So
yeah, I was just like, all right, well, it's not really. It's also like I was expecting that 140 to come in a lot sooner, and it just didn't do that. So I was like, all right, well, it was doing a little bit of what I was looking for, and then that kind of shot clock, that kind of time got hit, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to be done with that now. Moving on to the next one right there. Boom. I guess that was a good one because look at that selling coming into the market right now. Aggressive with that trend break, a little bit of a pull in. Maybe we get down to VWAP. I do like it as a strong reason to sell because the high is 139.99. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And we're pulling back off of it. So level hold on that one. Couldn't even print the size on 140s. And then timed it out. So I can't, again, great reason to sell. If I wasn't in the long, probably be taking that a little bit for a reversion back down into VWAP as well. So don't really feel comfortable flipping on that right now, but let's see where the next trade potentially is here. Amazon taking a little bit of a pullback as well. Hasn't really gotten back to its opening range high. Let's see what else there is. NVIDIA, nothing too crazy. AMD's been moving around pretty nicely as well. Let's take a quick look at that one. A lot of V-shapes a couple days ago on AMD. We were talking about those coming in a little bit more frequently in this here market. So yeah, I think this was the day I was talking about right here. This was that crazy day here where you got that shake and bake off of the open, strong leg to the upside, all the way up to 122.30s, comes in all the way back down 119.35s. Back down to almost the opening range low, and then bids all the way back up, grinding back to highs there by the end of the day. A nice little consolidation right there, and then you can see that kind of behavior, that ranging behavior, continued to be on AMD for the next day as well, holding that VWAP and just consolidating in a bit of a range there. Finally, kind of broke down and has been selling off since. But yeah, okay, so I guess it hasn't really been doing too much of that V-shaped consolidation as we've been selling off. But this morning, we're within the range of some of these pre-market levels. We tried to go back to prior day high after the gap down here. Couldn't quite make it there on AMD, it would seem like. Intel, again, this one was interesting a few days ago here. Aggressive bid that we had, and then all of that reverting right back down. This was crazy. I talked about this when I was like, I got short here on the right side. I was shorting all of this, and it wasn't really holding. There was a buyer here at 22s, which was holding pretty well, and I'm like, oh boy, the buyer needs to step down for this reversion to take place, because I wouldn't. Again. That was my thinking, and obviously it was a held bid, and I'm like, all right, this is an unusual order. That's obviously holding the bid. Then you just got to be patient for that to get out. I had to cover because I'm trading on an intraday frame, but it would seem as if that buyer did kind of step down the next day. You can see that flush coming in, all that maybe pent up pressure from yesterday. This was an unusual move. This was absolutely crazy. From the lows to the highs here on Intel, within the span of 4 hours and 6 minutes, Intel moves 10.65%. Absolutely crazy on no news. I was like, what is going on here? I want to be on the other side of this. Once that buyer kind of steps off, guess what? The buyer stayed on at 22s, apparently, and then kind of next day didn't really come in. And we've been trending a little bit lower since then. Wow, decent relative volume here in the pre-market. We've been just holding that. You see that? It's a five period relative volume, and yeah, I think maybe a lot of stocks getting relative volume in the pre-market today because of the gap down. Let's just make sure that that's not the case. Here, let's take a quick look at some of the other megs. Okay, there we go, a little bit of RVol on Amazon, Google as well. Yeah, Google, we'll go to NVIDIA. So I guess that's probably the case across the board there. So nothing too special. It doesn't necessarily just stand out on Intel, it's standing out across the board here. We can take a quick look at SMH as well, stepping down. So nothing too crazy. Oh boy, that Palantir following through, great reason to sell as we kind of false break or fail to follow through into the 140 and pulling back into some of those prior structures. VWAP all the way down at 37.5. Let's see if it can get there. 37.40 I have on my other chart. Market tailwind definitely on your side if you're in that short right now.
Yeah, good look there, Obi. Yeah, I'm done fidgeting. It worked a little bit, but I gotta just make sure not to save these settings. So hopefully things will get to working again. But yeah, Obi, way to mention that. Palantir is starting to come back in here, guys. Let's just take a look at some of the, wow, TSLL has put in 173 million shares today, and then SOXL has 107 million shares put in. SOXS 94, SQs 96, Archer's 82 million shares on the day traded, and hasn't done too much with the exception of what's happened in the post market or in the pre-market. Sorry, there, Obi. So tough look on Archer there. TQ's 67 million, heading back towards the volume weighted average price. Just this is major laser stop hunting right here, and it's just happened on multiple occasions here on the TQs, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, we missed that move. We catch this move here. It is what it is. Unfortunately, we just couldn't make this one large enough to subsidize for what we got going on over here on this one. But Palantir coming back in towards VWAP. IBIT is now south of VWAP. Yeah, frustrating. At what point? When do you think Bitcoin's gonna hit 1.25 there, Obi? 125,000.
I don't know. Let's take a look. In terms of time frame, I think it's inevitable. But in terms of is it going to be this cycle, next cycle, I honestly have no idea.
The next cycle is still 2 years from now, isn't it?
Oh, I'm talking about the cycle, the price action cycle, like just the highs and the lows that we've been making over the years. Bitcoin's been going through a little bit of a cycle, right? So it's like
next halving, I think.
What's that?
28. I think March or April of 2028.
Oh,
I believe.
Really, this is what I'm talking about. Like, taking a look at a 3-month chart here on Bitcoin, higher time frame, you can see that these are the cycles that I'm talking about. Boom, these hard extensions, and look at the pullbacks that we have. We pretty much give up a decent chunk of the move almost every time there before stepping up. So it's a stair step kind of a push here on a 3-month chart on Bitcoin. Now I wish I could. This only goes back to 2015, right? Of course, Bitcoin has been, I guess, not really trading, but has had a little bit of value since much before that. So I don't have a full chart on here, but you can see over time just the stair step action all the way from like pennies on Bitcoin, right? So there's this famous video of this guy. He was like, "Oh, Bitcoin hits $100 for the first time ever." He made like this video, and then he remade it recently of him doing the same thing. He's like mimicking himself. He's like, "Oh, Bitcoin hits 100,000 for the first time ever." He's like, "Oh, only about 15 years apart." I think 15, 20 years apart, roughly. So
not 20, but and south of 15, or not 15 either, because it hasn't been around that long, I don't think. But yeah, definitely like 10 years probably apart from.
I remember my friend and I, we were talking about Bitcoin in high school.
You guys were?
It was around like $6 or $7, and we were like, "Yo, check out this new thing. This is really great." Because we were kind of like tech geeks. So we were kind of involved in the interwebs of sorts, and we knew a lot of things that were kind of going on, and kind of developments that were new stuff that was bringing in. And digital currencies is not a new thing, right? But Bitcoin finally kind of really brought it in, locked it in for us here. And since then, that's what I'm talking about. The price action since then has had a little bit of cycles, and it's just been stair-stepping up. So just following that trend, I think it's almost, it's within range. I think it's safe to say 125 is within range, but I don't know. If you throw up a moving average on this or something, maybe you can time it somehow and be like, if it holds this trend, then we can look at maybe a potential time around here where it can test. That's how I would maybe look at that, but I don't really know. That's all speculation, right? That's not really what I like to do.
Did you ever see that Justin Timberlake movie where time is like currency?
Yeah, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
Time,
it's one of my favorite movies. In Time, absolutely beautiful movie. Yeah,
beautiful. You like that one? Yeah, I like JT.
That concept, that dystopian concept. I was like,
I love dystopian. That's the thing. I'm a big dystopian guy.
Like that. Did you? Speaking of which, did you watch Elysium? Elysium is this great movie.
Come on, man. Elysium is definitely where it's
But
at.
there's some other dystopian movies as well.
Obviously, I like, if you want to go down that realm,
Yeah.
District 9's a
Yeah,
good
District 9
one.
classic.
Yeah,
Classic.
It's honestly
Come
one of my
on, yo.
favorite movies, District
9 is a classic.
I can't believe they never came out with a second one on that.
Yeah, they said they were going to come out with one. They never came out
Really,
with it. They never came out
yeah,
with it.
like
So
that was
like,
that. If I wanted to see
District
a
9 is
sequel
so
to any movie, it was District 9. I like, see, that's the thing, right? So like for me, I like movies. I don't know if you watched Into the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse series.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So
The movie, right?
yeah, there's two of them. There's like Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. But then Beyond the Spider-Verse doesn't come out until 2027. And I'm like, what kind of noise is this? I think they're really good movies.
someone talking about Chappie. Chappie was a sick movie. I love
Chappie
that
is really,
Chappie
really
is a
sick.
beautiful
But that's the concept that I like. I think like District 9, Chappie, Elysium they all kind of fall within the same realm, I think, right? Where they have those droids, like they're really, really similar type movies, right?
iRobot, classic.
iRobot, but Chappie and Elysium have like the same droids. Like Chappie
Yes,
is one of the droids from Elysium.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, because I think Chappie came out first. But
Chappie was a solid movie. I'm trying to think of this.
Blade Runner's a good one
Blade
as
Runner's
well
sick.
too. Yeah,
Blade
the
Runner's
new.
sick.
Yeah,
we just talked about
We've been
that.
talking
District
about
9, yeah,
District.
District 9
Yeah,
is
we've been.
solid,
Oh,
Fabian.
and a really popular trader, a highly successful one. I know him personally. Even says, and I like the analogy that he uses. So you know how in District 9 you can only use their weapons using their DNA, the alien DNA, and that's the exact same thing with trading. You need to interpret your own trading, your own DNA into your trading.
Yes.
Otherwise, it just won't work. What you do may not work for me, and what I do may not work for you. So you got to interpret your own DNA into your own trading style.
Like trading relative to your personality is very, very huge.
Massive.
But yeah, no, that's what you have to find. You got to find your own kind of niche that you do well at, right? And that's going to be different for everyone. And you see that here on the show. We all trade relatively similar sometimes or sometimes differently.
Yeah.
But let's see what
Upgrade is a really good movie too for those who have seen Upgrade.
That was sick.
Yeah, Adara.
Here's Tempest AI, TEM. This was notably a Nancy Pelosi play, and now it's getting a positive note here from Banyan Hill, which is a financial publishing, or I guess financial publication online. They're saying that it's a good long idea here, TEM, so kind of like a long report, the opposite of a short report. They're saying that because there's an interest now from investors like Cathie Wood, it could give TEM a good opportunity for its next leg up. So keep an eye on Tempest AI. I believe this one is a notable short float as well, 23%. Back to you.
Recall? I think it was a Recall.
Total Recall?
No, Total Recall is a great movie as well.
The newer Total
But-
Recall, not the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I knew. That's why I said it, Neil. That's why exactly. I knew I would get a reaction out of you.
The new one is sick. The new one is sick.
Hey, yeah. I like that Total Recall. What's that? So how does it go again? The one where you're saying he keeps reliving.
I think it was Recall. So it's like he's basically trying to find somebody on the train. He has a mission to figure out to save this train.
Oh,
they're trying
really?
to figure it out, and he's in the past, and it's just like this guy. I don't want to spoil the movie, but I think it's called Recall.
Yeah, is it? Oh, okay. I had another one that just came up to mind, but it happened to slip it. But yeah, we can go through the movie list. I'm a big one. He played. So this guy. Before we headed off over there, I can't remember this name. I think it's like Insane Henry or something like that. I forget the name of it.
Source Code.
Source Code. I've never.
Source Code is the movie.
I've never seen that.
Source
movie.
Code is a sick movie.
Is it sick? Is it good?
Yeah.
I want to pull up this
Thank
here.
you. Zero Gravity Zen coming in with Source Code. Yes, there you go. Thank you for that one there.
Yeah, who is this guy? Yeah, Sharito Copley. I like this guy here. He's in another movie. I think it's called like Crazy Henry or something along those lines. This guy would see what it is. Or I could be totally wrong. I don't know.
Flo saying One Piece is a great series.
District 9. What else is he in? Yeah, Hardcore Henry. Hardcore Henry.
Oh,
is it.
yeah.
Yeah, Hardcore Henry.
The
was pretty
POV
cool.
one?
Yeah. Hardcore Henry. It was pretty good. And Monkey Man's a really good movie as well too. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, but Monkey Man's a really good one. But yeah, no, good stuff, guys. I know we got a little bit off track about the trading, but we put on some trades. It is Friday. I hope everyone's had a solid day.
Friday.
How's your trading going so far, Obi?
Not too bad. I think I was a little chopped in the morning. Kind of Apple worked out pretty nicely. Didn't really take as much more than as much as I should have, as much as I need to. Again, based off of the system, I was like walking around as Apple kind of bid back up. I was like, okay, this is a good place. 196. Again, that wasn't my first try. I tried on where I thought I saw a little bit of a bid here, coming in at 197s, and I was like, all right, I'm going to keep it tight because, again, it is in waterfall mode. We could very clearly kind of continue to push, especially if we're that far lower. But that 196 coming in with a nice little base took that reversion back in, and guess what? Still holding on to that VWAP, so hugging in and around that VWAP while the market takes a little bit of a chop here. That's the thing. The market pulled back, and Apple doesn't pull back as much. I wonder why. There was a lot of selling that was already done in the morning. Almost one ATR. It was already overextended. So there might be a little bit of something there to consider on that one there, as Apple holds a little bit of strength and holding in and around that VWAP as well. So that's what I was involved with. Palantir as well didn't really work out. What else did I trade? Did I try some Google? I don't think I tried some Google. Oracle in the morning. So yeah, that was a little bit of a chop fest, as again, you guys saw what Oracle did. Continued to push up. I tried to short a couple of times, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good.
That was crazy strength.
Take that victory. Again, guys, it is. We're starting to roll in on this, and just lessons learned, right? Every day, you got to be continuously learning, and yeah, just continue to take those steps, follow those rules. And you're not always going to win on a trade, but you can have moral victories, and those add up, and it will eventually translate to you putting on some really good trades. So I hope everyone has a solid weekend. Keep it safe, everybody. Make sure you're here bright and early Monday morning. Enjoy what you got going on from a weather standpoint. Obi, you want to leave them off with some final thoughts?
Yeah, take care, guys. Enjoy the weekend. It's the weather is definitely getting better around here, so outdoors definitely something to visit, because we're sitting in front of screens and computers all day inside a room. Make sure you get some sunlight. That's all I'm going to say. Take it easy, guys.
See you later. Touch grass, as you guys like to say.
Oh boy.
Touching grass, that's a baseball term. That just means you get a hit into the outfield. Shout out to, welcome back, everybody. You know what?
I'm always like that. I was like, find some grass out there.
Yeah, no, touch some grass. That's what we used to always say.